Okay, and we are live. There we go. What is going on, everybody? Welcome to episode number 8 of the Simply Complicated podcast. I am your host, Sam, and of course with me, as always, is James and Alan. How are you guys doing this week?
What's going on, guys?
Yeah, not too bad. Back to work, which sucks.
Well, at least you still have a job, you know? At least you still have a job.
Very true. I can't complain.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, I know how panicked you were over that.
Yeah, thank God that's over.
Especially now that your fridge has died.
Yeah. Although the redundancy money would have been quite handy, but...
But would it be more handy or less handy than a regular monthly salary?
I think it goes without saying it'll be less handy, but
Well,
a nice big chunk in one sum, as opposed to waiting out longer, but
yeah.
it is what it is.
Right, so let's just give everyone a little rundown on the things to come, shall we? So, of course, we are the three idiots who who take the simplest of things and make them far more complicated than they ever need to be. And with this week's topics, honestly, that's probably going to be quite a lot, to be fair. It's like we've got Pewdiepie being shadowbanned by YouTube, which is kind of funny in and of itself. Xbox have actually made a fridge. PS5 storage prices have been leaked. And, of course, we have all the nightmarish drama going on right now with Twitch. So, let's say we just kick things off and move straight into one of the latest rumours. The PS5 storage price being leaked. Now, if you don't know, there is a leak from, I believe it was Walmart, where they were showing off the price tag for the PS5 storage. $115 for 500 gigabytes of storage. Now, aside from the fact that is ridiculously overpriced, I don't think it's legit.
I think it might be.
No.
I think it might be. And you also need to compare this to, I think it's Xbox's storage expansion of 1 terabyte for roughly around the same price.
Well, double the price.
Is he double the price? I thought
Yeah, because it's
$150.
half the storage, half the price. Is essentially
I thought it was around $150 or something.
I don't know about the Xbox. I've not looked at that one. If it follows normal storage prices, though, then it can't be that.
Either way, though, 500 gig for this price.
Yeah, it's a kick in the teeth. It's like the only thing the PS5 storage has really is good read and write speeds. It's like they go on about all these like features of the storage and that, but that's not actually the storage device itself. That's just the storage controller, which is something entirely separate. Yeah. So they're doing what they did with the PS Vita memory cards. They're sticking their logo on it and saying, right, here you go, come pay us 4 times the price. It's like,
see, the way that I see it is, when I used to work at Toys R Us, I can tell you that to make a tag like that it takes 2 seconds. So if I worked there and I wanted to troll everyone, I could make one of those, just stick it in there to cause this sort of drama. There would be no reason.
Be legit Walmart then, but fake tag just for trolls.
Exactly, yeah.
I mean, Walmart is pretty famous for stupid.
But there would be
like
no
these.
reason for them to put a price out for that when they're not selling it yet. If you see what I mean.
Pre-orders. It's like even Tesco.
But they're not taking pre-orders.
They are.
Well, then why is the price a surprise then?
Wait, no, sorry, they're not. So pre-orders for the storage haven't gone live that I've seen
That's
yet,
what I mean.
but pretty much everything else is live for pre-orders. But no, Tesco around here do it as well. They'll put out tags and that for pre-orders, and then if they charge more than it actually will be, they'll just knock it off the price when you go in and pay full whack. Because the normal pre-orders and that, you just give them like a tenner ahead of time to sort of secure your place in the queue, and then they'll go ahead and do it. So if it is legit, and that's the actual price that they're going with, I think it's horseshit.
What do you think the price tag should be?
I mean, for 500 gig, I reckon 65 to 70 at most. 115 is way too much. It's like for 115, I expect for about 150 to get 1 terabyte. Anything more than that, and it's too much. It's way too much.
See, I don't think it's real, but I think they've made it up, but I don't think the price is much off.
I think it's too high.
I reckon it will be around that. I reckon
What,
they'll
are you
be
thinking
smart.
between 100 and 120?
I would say probably around £100 for the 500, but then 150 for 2 TB because you get the saving for getting the more.
You probably won't get 150 for 2 TB. If you wanted to get a 2 TB NVMe drive at the moment, you're talking in about 400 for one.
Then why are we
read and write.
Then why are we surprised about 500 being 115?
Because it's only the 2 TB that is so expensive. So you can get a 1 TB, depending on the make and model, for about 150 to 180, and that's from places like Samsung and that, with really good high-end read and write speeds. To go and basically throw on Sony's label and say, yeah, I mean, it's only 500 gig, so basically you can use this for Warzone, but it's 115 quid. Well, $115.
Warzone isn't that big.
I mean, it's big.
You also need to remember that with PlayStation, at least, you don't have to use their memory.
No, and I'm definitely not going to use that memory. Not if these prices are accurate. If these prices are accurate, I dread to think how much they're going to try and shill out of people for 1 TB and 2 TB.
That's what I was thinking.
Now, if they release a 2 TB, honestly, given the read and write speeds it would need to have, it probably is going to be about 300-400 on its own. But even then, I wouldn't go with a Sony one. I'd go for a Samsung one. It'd have better read and write, and it would probably last longer, in fairness. Because at least Samsung take their drives pretty seriously, so you are getting something worthwhile. Plus, I mean, then if it, say I don't need it anymore, I can just take it out and pop it into the PC. Whereas with the Sony one, you've no idea if that's going to be a thing or not. Because we don't know anything about that yet.
It should be. It's still got the same connections and everything. I don't see why you wouldn't be able to.
Yeah, I suppose. Well, at the same time, I mean, it could be just look at Alan's old motherboard, for example.
Yeah.
Had a normal PCIe slot,
but
but it could only have one very specific graphics card to be used on it.
True.
So you don't know if Sony are going to put some kind of block on it.
I don't think they would. They've never done that before. You used to be able to use any hard drive you wanted. I don't see why they'd do that now.
I mean, they did it on the Vita. You needed a Sony memory card for it. You couldn't use a normal SD card.
Yeah, but that's the Vita.
Yeah,
actual console-wise, handheld's different because it needs to have special...
Well, not quite, because, I mean, look at the original PSP. How popular was that? Everybody had a PSP at one point, especially in Japan, Sony's home base, basically. Everybody and their mother had a PSP over there. So to then release the Vita, which, before it was released, they were expecting that to be an amazing seller. They thought it was going to be the next PSP, basically. So to lock you into their exclusive memory card, which was a massive markup on price, just for having their logo on the SD card. It's they've done it once, will they do it a second time?
I wouldn't be surprised.
I would. I think they'd be silly to do that now.
Oh yeah, they would definitely be stupid to do it, but that doesn't really mean they
saying
won't.
that, Xbox, you can't use that hard drive anywhere else.
Oh, is that an actual thing?
Yeah, it's like the PS1 memory cards. It slots in like that.
Mm.
So I don't see anything else that would work for.
Sort of like the Xbox 360 memory. Well, it's not really a memory card, is it? It was like that
went on
tray
the
thing
top,
that you
didn't
clipped
it?
on, yeah.
Yeah. No, it's not like that, but it is its own thing like that was. It doesn't look like it can be used anywhere else. So I don't think Sony would be losing out if they did that.
I suppose it depends on the connection. If it's a normal SD, maybe it'll just have a normal SATA connector. If it's a slot that you just push and pull it out of, it probably will just be a normal SATA. So
True, that's a possibility.
People use it on a PC. But again, though, why would you go and buy an Xbox branded SSD or a Sony branded NVMe just to use it on a PC? There's going to be better makes out there that are a fraction of the cost.
I don't think anyone would buy it specifically for the PC, but at least you'll have another use
Yeah.
later in the date sort of thing. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see.
Here's the thing, though. It's with them going this route, I mean, we already know now the leaked storage for the PS5 was confirmed. We are only getting about 600 gig of usable storage straight off the bat.
Those screenshots are true.
Yeah. I have one question about that. Where the hell is the missing 200 gig?
I keep asking myself, though.
Because
I think they tried to explain it, but I don't remember what it was.
I don't know. I can't say I've seen anything on an explanation for it. But it's even taking into account storage redundancy and that, 200 gigs a lot. Like 200 gig is a lot.
It's a huge amount.
Plus, it's not even being used for the system files, because in that screenshot with the actual storage amount, that still had the actual OS on it and that. So we're just straight up missing 200 gig, basically.
They've got to give answers to these questions. People are going to want to know where that's gone.
Oh yeah.
Well, people do want to know where that's gone.
I mean, I imagine once the console starts getting out there, like once the official release is over, and like, people like Linus Tech Tips, for example, they'll be able to just really break it down. We'll probably get the information then. Until it releases, though, they're probably NDA'd in what they can and can't do with it. So we'll have to wait for the release date. Here's the thing, though. When do you think the actual NDA is for things like this? Do you think it's going to be the 12th, which is the like American release date? Or do you think it's going to be the worldwide release date of the 19th?
No, so a lot of people have started receiving the consoles already.
Yeah.
Like the reviewers and stuff, and they're not allowed to... They're only allowed to show it inside the box. They can't take it out the box until...
That's not
I think
true.
it's Thursday. Yeah, it is.
Well,
they're not allowed until Thursday.
No, there's
Linus,
quite a few
Linus
already.
had one out of the box.
Yeah,
He
there's
didn't do an
Linus,
unboxing.
there's Glitching
because
Queen, there's a few
he
others
did,
as well.
Linus
They've
didn't
all
do an
taken it out of the
unboxing,
box.
though. Linus didn't do an unboxing, though.
No,
He took it
but
out
I
of the
mean,
box
you've got it out
and-
the
No,
box.
so they're not supposed to be able to take it out until tomorrow.
I mean, there's
So if they
Linus
have, then they've
had one
broken...
outside of the box.
If they have, they've broken the embargo, but
I mean,
it's
Linus
tomorrow
is
that they're allowed to.
definitely wouldn't break an actual embargo, so I don't think that's as clear-cut as we think. There's probably something specific going on in that you can't show what's in the box, maybe?
Well, so Linus, I think it was Linus anyway, who was
No.
saying that we're not allowed to do an unboxing, so he put a cloth over it and did an unclothing.
Yeah,
so
see, now
that, that to me is basically along the lines of they can't show what's in the box. Like, they can't
Yeah,
show what
but
comes with the console.
that's
I
Linus
think it was
being
Linus,
clever.
I could be wrong.
Because if they say not an unboxing, if you do word it something differently, technically you're not doing an unboxing. But either way, they're not supposed to be getting them out of the boxes until tomorrow, and then they could do gameplay in 3 days.
I think he also showed the SSD as well. But
I mean-
it wasn't in a box, it was in an envelope.
To be fair, the SSD has been Linus's biggest thing about the PS5. Like, he went on a whole rant a while ago where I think he was... I think he basically called out, like, the boss of Epic or something, where they were basically talking about the SSD and all that, and Linus was like, "You're a goddamn fucking moron!" And it's like, it was such a big shitstorm, basically. Because essentially, Linus took what the guy from Epic said, and he slightly misunderstood it in a way, I guess. And he sort of thought the boss of Epic was saying this when he was actually just saying this, basically. So it was an argument over nothing, where it developed into a really big, massive storm online. It was kind of funny to watch, though, to be fair. Because I mean, I'm not a fan of the guy from Epic anyway, so you know.
I didn't see any of that.
Didn't you? No, this was I want to say this was about 2-3 months ago now. Like, it wasn't that long ago, but it also wasn't that recently either. It was sort of after the remember that tech demo release meeting they did, where they were showing off the PS5, where they were in like the cave and the gliding and that.
Yeah.
It was a couple of weeks after that was released, so I think it was a little while after the PS5 presentation. But
Fair
no, I
enough.
mean, it was kind of funny to watch, to be honest. Anyway, since we're on the topic of the PS5, we might as well touch on something that honestly I don't really know what to say about this. But Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War is having an exclusive mode on PlayStation for a full 12 months, which with COD, that's the life cycle of the game.
So, the thing is with this, I think COD did this. I can't remember what COD it was.
They did it on the last one.
Yeah, but they gave PlayStation something for a whole year before Xbox. I
Yeah,
can't
the last
remember
one.
what it was.
No, it wasn't. It was Spec Ops.
Was it Spec
It was
Ops?
the original Modern Warfare 3,
And then
wasn't it?
when there was
No,
Backlash,
it couldn't have been, because that was on both consoles.
and then when there was
No,
Backlash, they gave it Xbox.
It was definitely Spec Ops, whichever one that whichever.
No, because that
Call of Duty
was Modern Warfare 2. Both consoles had that.
Yeah, they had it, but they didn't have it for the first year.
They definitely.
literally read about it today.
They definitely had it. If it
Either-
was Modern Warfare
either
2,
I
way,
they
literally
had
read
it.
about it today. It was Spec Ops.
Either way, they gave PlayStation a mode for a whole year before Xbox, and there was Backlash, And because of the backlash, they eventually then ended up giving it Xbox before the 12 months.
See, I've not heard of any COD doing that at all until now. Are you 100% sure it's Spec Ops, James? Because that was
100%.
on Modern Warfare 2, those missions that you used to do.
No, I read it on the Eurogamer website.
So I wouldn't be surprised if they pulled this 12-month thing and then eventually, maybe 4, 5, 6 months in, give it Xbox.
Yeah, so what they were saying is that they were surprised that they've actually done it again after the backlash of them doing it on Spec Ops. However, this time it's more of a people just sighing. They're not making a fuss about it. It's just, oh, whatever, expected it.
Oh, they might not even bother then if there's no backlash. If people are just like, oh, fucking hell again.
Okay, no. So it was for Modern Warfare that released in 2019.
Spec Ops, so yeah?
It hasn't got the name of the mode. But when you were saying Spec Ops, I thought you meant Modern Warfare 2's Spec Ops.
No. So it must have been the last one then.
Yeah, it was the last Call of Duty that released Modern Warfare. The mode was originally going to be locked on that until October this year, basically.
Yeah.
But they ended up giving it to the Xbox early.
I mean, I've never even played that.
What, Modern Warfare?
No, I played Modern Warfare, but the Spec Ops.
Oh, the Spec Ops. I've played it.
That's a bit of a shitty exclusive, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, I played Modern Warfare a little bit for the online.
We weren't really missing out on much on the Spec Ops.
Was it just like the Modern Warfare 2 one, like the missions and that? Or was it anything?
Yeah, pretty much. A couple of you go in doing a mission. It's almost like a fucking co-op story, only not as in length.
Yeah.
Stages, per se.
Well, obviously with that, though, that's like just co-op story, isn't it? Zombies is a lot bigger. So to have a full zombies mode locked, that... I mean, if the previous mode caused backlash, I dread to think how much backlash this one's going to cause.
I mean, to me, if it was Zombies itself, that was exclusive to PlayStation, that would be huge.
Yeah, that would be
with it just being this
cake.
game mode.
You said it's a specific zombie mode, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so it's not the story mode or anything like that. They've got access to the whole actual zombies. They just don't have this one
So what
type
mode?
of zombie mode.
Right, so, you know, was it Black Ops 2? No, it was Black Ops 1. Remember back on Black Ops 1, you had the normal zombies, but then you also had that arcade version, like the view from
top
the top.
down.
Yeah. So it's sort of like that in that there's 2 zombie modes. I don't know what's exclusive. I haven't actually seen the mode in action.
It's a 2-player
Yeah, it's like
standoff.
I know it's a co-op survival thing, but that's all.
Yeah, so you've got like a area that you can stand in. If you leave that area, you start losing health to, I forget what they called it, but you need to stay inside. Think of like a circle that you need to stay inside. So you can't just go
this
anywhere.
Is one that moves, isn't it? It moves after so many. Yeah.
So once you've killed enough zombies, it starts to move and so on and so forth. So you can't just like rape train around the map or anything.
Okay.
It
doesn't seem that special to get backlash over.
Right. So
just by the sounds of it.
I think that's why it's not.
You know the multiplayer maps for Cold War? It's essentially zombies on those maps.
Yeah.
But they've got the war zone like gas cloud and that around you. So you have a small section on those maps, but that that gas cloud will move to a different section of the map essentially every wave.
What do you mean, like disappear, reappear somewhere else,
Yeah.
or it's moving and you have to move with it?
I think
it moves and you have to move with it.
Yeah, it does. It moves and you have to go with it. But remember the mode in Modern Warfare 3, which was essentially the same, only you were fighting people with guns, basically. It was like a survival mode. Well, me and you did it quite a lot, didn't we, James?
Yeah.
But it's essentially like that, but only this time you're fighting zombies.
And you have a specific area to stand.
Yeah.
Again, it doesn't sound all that to be fussed over, missing out on a year of that. They've got the normal zombies. That doesn't sound too appealing for me to be pissed off if Xbox got it for a year and not PlayStation.
You never know. Once we play it, it might actually be really good.
Well, you've got to think about one thing, though. It's not the fact it's exclusive. The problem is how long it's exclusive for.
Yeah.
Even we can all agree a year is too long.
For a game like COD, yeah. I mean, COD it's done after a year. I mean, to be fair, it's done after like 3 months.
I'm assuming PlayStation would have paid them some sum for the year.
More than likely, yeah.
Keep it there, yeah.
It's like, remember how the original COD games and that, all the expansions were released on the Xbox at first? That was just Microsoft paying Activision to have that. Microsoft stopped and Sony started back with Ghost on the PS4. And since then, we've got everything first, basically. But either way, I mean, A year is too long just for the facts. In a year's time, the next COD is going to be out and no one's going to be playing this. It's like, what is the point in withholding a mode for the lifespan of the game? It's like, if there wasn't going to be a COD released for 4 years, a year's... I mean, it's annoying, but it's not that big of a deal. But for essentially the game's full lifespan, nobody's going to play the mode when it gets released on the Xbox.
I mean, people will, but not enough people, because like you say, there'll be a new COD.
That's what I mean. It's like, people will be playing the new COD.
I'd say a month is enough. Doesn't have to be a year.
Yeah. 1 to 2 months is probably the limit for a year's lifespan game. Anything over that, and you're pushing the boundaries. But
I mean, remember, the next game won't have zombies, so people will still be playing that game.
That's true, actually, yeah. Well, then again, that we don't necessarily know that, because now it's no longer being one studio making COD each year. Now they're doing multiple studios per COD game. So, Treyarch and Raven both have their feet wet with zombies. I mean, Treyarch are obviously the original creators. So, I reckon there's probably going to be more zombies going forward than there has been in the past. I don't think it's going to be limited to just Treyarch-only games anymore.
I don't know about you, but I wouldn't want a zombies every year. I would want them to spend the 2 years to make it great, because they've also got to make the game as well.
Yeah, but that's where the two studios comes in. So it's not a case of like the one studio is doing everything. They're splitting all the work. So rather than the one studio focusing on campaign, multiplayer, and zombies, they've now got an extra studio who can just do zombies and multiplayer, for example. Or they can split the task. One will do campaign and half a multiplayer. The other will do zombies and half a multiplayer. Yeah,
true. Possibility.
Like the workforce is a lot bigger with two companies doing it. But at the same time, I haven't enjoyed zombies in a long time.
Neither have I.
It's like, it's got nothing on World of War and Black Ops 1.
What they've done to Warzone at the moment with the zombies, that's made me excited.
You played that a lot, right?
Yeah.
I've still not played this. I've got Warzone. I haven't got Modern Warfare. I've got Warzone.
Yeah, that's the...
And I've still not played it yet, but I've seen some videos on it, and it looks really interesting. I know these zombies can leap like stupid high in the air.
They're like Hulk jumps, like...
Yeah.
I mean, from what I've seen on streams, they don't parachute in either, right? They just...
No, they just drop.
You just fall. Yeah.
And then, obviously, when you're killed by a zombie, you become a zombie.
Yeah. Well, you don't have to be killed by a zombie, just if you get killed.
Well, when you get killed, sorry, yeah.
So is it a case of, like, a three-way battle?
And then you've got
zombies and people fighting each other as well, or everyone fighting the zombies?
Everyone fighting everyone.
Yeah.
It's
humans and zombies.
Okay.
Battle. But you've also got these cool skins as well, haven't you? Like Saw.
Yeah.
Myers, I think it was, or was it
the Texas thingy with the chainsaw.
So are they only skins, or are they like unique mobs? Like,
no, they're skins.
They're skins.
I was going to say, when I saw that in the trailer, I was like, are these going to be like unique zombies with like special powers or something?
I would love to roam around as Billy at a sword, though. It looks so cool.
I mean, James, you're the one who's played it, haven't you? Like, what is it like? Like, how is it?
The only way I can describe it is it's really fun, especially like when you get towards the end of the match. You can imagine there's like 100 people in the game, right? A lot of them will leave, but at the very end, you've got, say, 3 people that are alive. Everyone else is a zombie if they haven't completely died. And you've just got those 3 people.
The zombies can completely die.
Yeah. So if you get killed while you're a zombie, you're dead. That's it.
Okay.
You're out.
Have you still got to worry about the gas?
Yes. So you've got the gas. You've got those other 2 players on the map with you that you need to try kill, as well as, say, 40 zombies coming after you. It's madness.
Do the zombies get affected by the gas as well?
No, they get stronger in the gas.
Oh shit! I didn't know that. Stay out of the gas, man.
I mean, all you're doing now is making like you're convincing me that I need to give it a try. To be fair,
you have to. It is really fun. I literally don't care if I die. I just want to be a zombie. It's so fun.
I might have to download it on the PlayStation to play with you guys before the event's over.
I mean, could you imagine what would happen in the actual like 4-player zombie experience in a normal COD if when you went down you became a zombie? But
It'd
you
be good for them to implement that.
Forced to go after your teammates instead of like
that'd be sick in a zombie mode. That would.
Yeah.
Until there's just one teammate left and the rest of your teammates are zombies trying to take you out.
Yeah, it's like because when you think about it, like training in zombies and that is a very common thing. Like ever since way back on World at War. Now, if you had a player as a zombie, straight off the bat, you can't train. You cannot train at all if there is a player-controlled zombie there.
No,
because
they
like
ain't gonna follow the whole...
he's not going to follow you. He's going to say, right, you're running in a circle over here. I'm going to turn around and I'm just going to stand here and I'm going to slap you when you come.
Not to mention as well, exploiting glitches would be out the window because you'd imagine if you know the glitch, your teammate knows the glitch, and as a zombie, he's just going to jump in the glitch and have you.
Could you imagine a zombie glitching? Like, just imagine for a second a zombie glitching in zombie mode.
Clone glitches. I'm everywhere.
that would be pretty fun. Imagine the T glitch, the Jesus glitch.
What was the Jesus glitch?
That was invisibility, wasn't it?
No.
No, that was MGO.
It was just like a zombie where it's like a full T, like Jesus on the cross and that.
You've got a good memory for zombies, man.
I mean, dude, how much did I play it? Let's be honest.
Too much.
Yeah, I played that a lot. It's like I really want to get back into it. Like with us essentially starting a new story, I want to actually try and do the story again. It depends on how they do the Easter eggs. Like I enjoyed the earlier Easter eggs, but then they got so convoluted that I'm just like, this isn't fun. This just isn't fun anymore.
Yeah.
It's like, I enjoyed doing the Easter egg hunt at first, on like Black Ops 1 and that, because, I mean, they were fun. They were long, and they were really, really fun figuring out. But when it come to Black Ops 2, they were so out there and so really, like, ridiculous. I was just like, screw it. I'm done. I'll just watch the Easter egg on YouTube or something. It's too much effort. It just wasn't worth the time.
Just because you got lazy.
It's not that, it was the randomness to them.
Yeah,
like,
but that's what makes it harder. They don't want it to be too easy.
Yeah, but
try to figure it out.
Right, I think if you look at Black Ops 1, Moon was the perfect Easter egg. You know, it's like you needed two things from the box. Other than that, you pretty much just go around do a bunch of tasks. After that, they just became super convoluted, and you had to wait for just RNG on every step, basically. So it's like, some people could complete the Easter egg on like wave 3 or 4. Others, you know, it's like, you wouldn't be done until wave 40. Just because of how convoluted each step got. So I was like, yeah, I'm done with this. Especially because some Easter eggs you had to do to unlock Pack-a-Punch. So you essentially had to get them done early. Like on Black Ops 2. Yeah, the Black Ops 2, that town place. You had to do the Easter egg to get to Pack-a-Punch on that.
Town place? What, Newtown or...?
No. Like the town from the 80s, where you turn into like a giant monster thing.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, you had to do the Easter egg on that to get to Pack-a-Punch. I think you had to do part of the Easter egg for the like castle map as well. I can't remember the name of that though. I never really played it. But yeah, they've started tying Pack-a-Punch to Easter eggs, which is kind of annoying. Now for me, Pack-a-Punch should be like it was on Darius, the last map in World at War, like the electric one, where you know you just run around, jump in free teleporters, boom, you got Pack-a-Punch. You know, not straightforward, but something that you can do 5 minutes, you know.
It's comfortable enough, wasn't it?
Yeah. It's like, it's not one of those things that you need to look up a 20-minute guide to figure out.
You still got to run around to activate the actual pads, but it's simple enough that it's fine.
Yeah. Listen, I mean, if I have to watch a 10-15 minute video on how to unlock it, it's too long. 10-15 minutes for the full Easter egg? No problem. But just for Pack-a-Punch, that's way too much.
10-15 minutes for the full Easter egg?
Yeah, for the steps. Like, to learn
the for the steps, yeah. Not to watch the whole thing.
Not to start to finish, no. Just the actual steps. Because, I mean, I think that's what they were in Black Ops 1.
I'm excited for the zombies. I think the way they've advertised it, it looks really good. From what they've put into Warzone, as much as you're not going to play as a zombie in the zombies, the fact that there's zombies there has already got me hyped up.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it. I think it should be good.
Especially with us going back to the start, essentially. Like the original zombie map. Only with a little extra twist.
Yeah.
Right. I think we've beaten on this train for a little long enough now. How about we move on to what Microsoft have done? They've embraced the meme.
They are.
I hope they're sending me one.
So, James, why don't you tell everybody what's happened?
Well, today I found out that my fridge is broken.
Right, well, I have the perfect deal for you, my friend. Are you in the market for a new shiny fridge?
In that case, but not that big.
In that case, look no further. We have the Xbox One fridge. They have embraced
Xbox Series X.
Yeah, come on, man.
I mean, dude, I can't keep up with all these goddamn series and letters of Xbox. It's so goddamn confusing. Well, no, they've made a full-size behemoth of a fridge, and that thing looks like a goddamn safe.
I don't even think behemoth is strong enough of a word.
It is massive, isn't it? It's chunky.
It is.
It's like, straight off the bat, I would not be able to fit that in my house.
Me neither, but I would love to.
Well, the video we saw, it barely fit in the garage.
Yeah, so Jenna Marble's like a really, really big creator on YouTube. Well, I just seen in that. I mean, straight off the bat from videos she's done before, you can see how big her house is, and her garage is nothing to shy at either. The thing took up half of her garage. Like a big dual car garage, it took up half of that. So it's like the size of a goddamn car, basically. And it just completely towered her. Where it's like,
but it does look really good. Kudos to them. I think it's a really good idea. Embrace the meme.
They've done well on that. I have to give them credit. They've done really well on that.
I don't think they'll get many sales of it if they do actually sell it rather than just sending it to certain people.
I don't think they're going to sell it.
They will. Because the Series X will overheat and only need a fridge put in.
It's like, does your console overheat? No problem. We've got a bigger console for you that'll take care of that for you lickety split. No problem.
I think that's what Snoop Dogg was getting at, because his was actually in the fridge.
Was it?
This Series X was actually in the Series X.
I think he's taking the pee a bit.
Either that or he was just high as a kite and he couldn't remember where he's put his console.
Yeah, well, the only thing I saw in that fridge was a Series X cake, a Series X, and gin.
Yeah, tons of gin.
That sounds Snoop Dogg. That does sound like Snoop Dogg, to be fair.
And lots of jewelry as well, so.
But no, I don't think they're going to sell it. I think this is just a publicity thing more than anything.
Well, let's say they would, right? Hypothetically. What price tag do you even give that thing?
No, that's why I don't think it will sell very well.
$1,000 easy.
No.
Just because
they've got to be. It could be more than that. They've got to be specially custom made for people who request them.
A normal fridge is about $1,000.
It's not.
I've just been looking at fridges.
You've been looking at single under the counter ones. Wait, what are you?
Yeah, and even those are like 500.
You were probably wait, what? No, yeah, I had to buy a fridge not long ago on AO.
Look at these American style fridges, which are.
Yeah, the American style ones.
But keep in mind the American style ones are double fridges.
Yes, but they're still like minuscule of a size of this Series X fridge.
It's the size of a UK apartment. Their fridges.
Well, it's a. I mean, you could literally stand in this fridge and sit down, chill, do your office work. You know, swing.
Plus, you got your RGB lighting.
Yeah, that's something now. That's something now. It's like we have fridges with goddamn RGB. It's
and a very nice touch of the light up logo.
It's like what doesn't have RGB these days?
Microwave.
I mean, how long before a microwave gets RGB now that you've said it?
Probably not long. Did you say your socks?
Corsair microwave.
I mean, hey, it'll go great next to the Razer toaster.
And the KFC console.
Yeah. It's like, have McDonald's done anything tech-wise? It's like, there's got to be something with McDonald's, surely. They seem like the first to jump onto these things.
The Mac?
Probably, but
what would you call it? The Mac.
The Big Mac.
Yeah, the Big Mac. It's like it's just a giant Mac. Yeah. And it comes with a Big Mac anyway.
I'm surprised Apple haven't worked with McDonald's on that. Let's create a Big Mac.
That could be really funny, to be fair.
Create a Big Mac.
It's like on the top, like instead of having the Apple logo, you've got like a logo of a bun. And then on the keyboard on the inside, you've got like a burger pitch. And then underneath, you've got another bun logo.
Yeah, or just a burger with a bite taken out, yeah.
See, I mean, we're coming up with these right now, and this is going to make Apple and McDonald's billions.
Oh, yeah, it's all right. In 6 to 12 months, these ideas are going to be stolen.
Exactly.
Someone get that copyrighted.
Yeah, let's go. But could you imagine, like, if they did actually do a collab like that? Either that or just...
I think that would be great.
A Mac in the shape of a Big Mac. Like, just a round Mac.
Nah.
What, so a coaster?
I mean, obviously bigger than that, you know, the Big Mac. But no, I think it could be kind of funny.
Now you're just getting too novelty. Like, that's too much.
But let's be honest. Anything involving McDonald's would be novelty.
I don't know. Burger King tend to be all novelty, don't they, rather than McDonald's?
I can't remember the last time I saw Burger King involved in anything.
Back in the day had like the phone, the open burger phone.
That was Burger King.
That was Burger King, wasn't it? Yeah.
I think so. They did a phone?
I think so, yeah.
It rings a bell. I think it was Burger King.
I was going to say,
one of the American
I've never
ones.
even heard of anybody
like
doing a phone like that. I mean, American Yeah, I can believe that, especially Wendy's. Wendy's is hilarious. I've never eaten Wendy's in my life. Probably
I have once.
never will. I follow the Wendy's Twitter. It's just so damn funny. It's so funny when they go after other restaurants. It's like, it's hilarious.
Oh, that Twitter tends to be quite trolly, actually.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, it's pure troll, and it's so brilliant. Like, we need more companies to embrace that instead of just being like the usual scaredy little cats that they are. Like, oh, I'm sorry you didn't enjoy yourself. It's like, yo, here's a free meal voucher for you. Whereas if someone does that to Wendy's, Wendy's just like, okay, go suffer White Castle, you poor sod. It's like, Wendy's just doesn't give a flying fuck. Wendy's will sit there and troll you out.
I do like when companies do that.
Yeah.
Have
like,
a bit of sense of humour.
Yeah, it's like, none of them do it anymore, though, do they?
There's like, a few that do.
Every now and again, but definitely not all the time.
I'd love to see KFC and McDonald's go head-to-head on Twitter trolling.
I don't know, they do very different things.
Yeah, like, maybe Burger King and McDonald's. Because I think they've done it a few times where it's like the king versus the clown.
Should be KFC and SFC.
SFC?
Is it Southern Fried Chicken?
Okay.
Are they called that?
Yeah.
What's those other ones?
What?
No, I mean, there's Kentucky Fried Chicken. Oh, you just mean like normal.
The
like,
rip-off KFC.
Chicken.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Oh, do you mean the frozen shit you can buy?
Oh, they got shot.
You can buy frozen SFC.
Is this a London thing? What the fuck?
You can buy frozen SFC stuff.
I mean, what do you mean a rip-off KFC? Like a restaurant?
The other chicken shops. They're usually white and red and blue. This must be a London thing. Wow.
It's got to be. Like, do you have any idea what he's on about?
No.
I'm sure they're called Southern Fried Chicken.
I've seen frozen chicken you can buy that's got the brand of SFC on it.
Yeah,
but I just thought that was.
You can get some fried chicken from a takeaway, frozen bags of it and that. I mean, that's sort of what KFC is really. It's just some fried chicken, basically.
No, it's Kentucky Fried Chicken.
It's in Kentucky.
There's a difference.
Oh, you know what I mean. But no, I mean, it's yeah, I don't think KFC could really fight anybody on that front because I mean,
no, they
at least in the UK, there's nowhere else that really does chicken, other than Nando's.
SFC.
Dude, we've never even heard it. Wait, what?
Bird Box.
Bird Box.
Yeah.
What's that?
Isn't that a film?
We've not seen Bird Box. It is a film, but it's on like Uber Eats or Just Eat or something that do chicken. Well, there's loads of places.
Are you on about just a goddamn takeaway right now?
Yeah, there's loads of places that do
I'm on about like an actual full franchise like KFC, like a franchise built just on chicken. It's like you've got
America have most of them though, like Popeyes and shit.
That's what. Yeah, I mean America's got like fast food chains for everything. It's like I can remember when I went to Florida when I was a kid and that fast food chains everywhere. You couldn't go down a single street without seeing a fast food place.
I mean, it's not much different in London.
I don't know. It took me and Alan a good while to find a goddamn McDonald's down London.
Although I was happy that it was the same price as up here. So I did not want to pull out a mortgage to get a Big Mac.
What you want about?
I don't know how it took you so long though.
What?
I paid for you anyway. So what you want about getting a mortgage?
Yeah, no, but you told me I wanted to know how much it was, so I knew the fucking either inflation difference or whatever between down there and up here.
It's a franchise, isn't it? So they have to have the same prices, basically.
Okay.
Be odd for their TV habits otherwise.
Yeah, it's like
good point.
It's $2.99 up at the top end of the country, and it's well, you kind of need to be
down here.
a homeowner down here.
Like the Weather Channel. Well, if you see up here, there'll be $2.99.
Oh yeah, it's like But no, I think with McDonald's, it's one of them things. Like they're either everywhere, all clustered together, or there's none at all. Because it's like,
I mean, literally everywhere here. You don't need to walk more than, say, 3 minutes before you find another one.
It took us, 10 minutes to get from the train station to the closest McDonald's when me and Al came down London.
Which train station,
though? Euston.
Oh, yeah, that's why.
Yeah.
There's not that much there.
So, we walked from Euston past King's Cross, and we went to McDonald's just outside there. And then from there, all the way down to...
As a heads up, there's about 4 in that station. 4 McDonald's.
I mean, we never went in the station. We just walked past it.
The station that we were in, we walked past so many takeaways inside the station.
Yeah, I mean, there was Greg's, Burger King, KFC, I think.
I want to say Nando's, but I could be wrong.
Nando's was outside, just on the other side. I think is that Nando's, James? Just on the other side of Euston. Like, you go outside the front door, and there's that restaurant.
Yes. Yeah. Near the Starbucks, I think.
Yeah, there is a Starbucks there, and conveniently located right next to the little gambling den. How many train stations have to have a gambling den next to it? Because like every train station I go to, there's always either a bookie, a casino, or one of those like little gambling shops. There's always one.
Probably to get tourists in it.
No, we just don't like money in London.
Is that why everything's so damn expensive?
Yeah.
Like a goddamn 20 quid.
So Sam, while me and you were down there, how did we not see a single SFC?
I think
don't know if it's
making
called
it up.
SFC.
This is real.
Thing is though, it's like me and Ryan went down for that convention years and years ago. Never even heard of an SFC.
I've heard of SFC. I just didn't think it had its own shop.
I mean, whenever I hear of SFC, I just think Stoke Football Club.
All right, let's just say
That's
Morley's
STFC.
then. Morley's makes sense.
That's SCFC.
I mean, close enough.
It's Stoke City, not just
Close
Stoke
enough.
Football Club.
Favorite chicken. That's what I was trying to think of.
Oh, what?
Favorite chicken.
Yeah, they're called Favorite Chicken, I think.
I mean,
Anyway, another chicken shop.
Do they have maggots like KFC?
Maggots.
Does your
What, are
KFC
they
not
like
have
deep
maggots?
fried or something?
I mean, have you not seen... I mean, dude, our KFC just up the road, it's forever shutting, isn't it? It's always maggot infestations.
I don't know. Funny enough, I've not been getting out recently.
But
Do
yeah,
you
it's
still
like-
buy from there, Sam?
No, do I booze?
Oh, thank
I
God
haven't
for
had
that.
I
KFC
fucking
from
do.
there
I
in
get the
God knows
double
how long.
down burger fucking delivered.
Well, you're certainly getting
the
double
maggots
what
taste?
you pay for.
Deep fried maggots.
It's like you're getting some double food there, mate. Some chicken and some extra protein that's not on the menu. But no, KFC is just definitely the most filthy of fast food chains. It's like when you look at like videos and pictures on Facebook and that, it's always KFC that's just riddled with maggots.
I've never seen anything about maggots. Cockroaches,
I've
maybe.
not heard anything about maggots or cockroaches.
I mean, how have you not? Ours is constantly closed in for it. Like, it's been a thing for years and years and
Yeah,
years.
but all closed because they ran out of chicken.
I mean, that was a well, I think it was worldwide. I don't think it was just England that they closed.
No. Yeah, it was worldwide.
Yeah.
Oh, was it?
Yeah,
I
a
think.
worldwide shortage of chickens. How does
There
that
wasn't a
about-
shortage of chicken, though. It was just the company that they changed to.
I'll tell you what, though,
couldn't
Sam.
keep up with the demand.
Go on.
KFC would be a great segue. If actually, is that on the list? That isn't on the list, is it?
No, but go on.
No,
I'll
but
let-
we
I'll
can
let you
think
do
about
it.
it.
I'll let you do
Add
it.
it.
Go on.
They've not partnered. Is it partnered? You can win a.
They teamed up.
Yeah, they've teamed up with was it PlayStation?
Microsoft.
Microsoft, sorry, Xbox.
Why would they team up with PlayStation?
I can't remember one of them. Burger King. That's why, because I confused it because Burger King did a revealing of the PlayStation 5. But KFC have teamed up with Microsoft, and you can win an Xbox from KFC. The controller is disgusting. The controller might as well have fucking maggots in it.
I mean, the kids will probably love it.
Have you seen it, James?
It's going to be a novelty
Yeah,
thing,
it's
isn't it?
disgusting. Like, they could have made it, if they just wrote, like, their logo or KFC on it, something like that, just a red controller with KFC written on it, perfect.
But no, it's got
This is
so-
like, it's like white with all of their old logos and...
I'm pretty
well,
sure there's like
food.
pictures of chicken wings on it.
Yeah.
And shit.
It's just, ugh, looks
So,
terrible.
I think for a controller, like, if they made it look like the batter on the chicken...
Yeah. You want
No,
a
like the-
butter-looking
No, like
controller?
the crispy batter.
Yeah, but you want a controller skin looking like that?
No, I don't mean in
You want
terms
a
of...
controller look like
controller.
it's been
No,
deep fried.
I just mean like, you know, if you go KFC and you get a piece of deep fried chicken, yeah?
Yeah.
You've got the nice crispy batter, haven't you? Just
Yeah.
have that sort of painted onto the controller to make it look like a piece of chicken. That, to me, seems like the way it'd go.
You've got issues.
What is wrong with
so
wanting a controller
wrong.
look like a piece of chicken?
But
Imagine, right? Imagine you just had the biggest dinner ever and you feel like crap. And you think, right, I'm going to play a game or something. You look down at your controller.
Nah. Even
That
better.
wouldn't bother me
Imagine
in
you
the
just
slightest.
imagine you just got absolutely smashed. And you've got
You
the
start
midnight
eating it.
munchies. You just see this chicken.
I don't think I would ever get so wasted that I would start trying to eat a controller. I would still know that that's a controller, to be fair.
I don't think deep fried chicken skin on as a controller skin would be very appealing at all.
I don't
think
think it'd be
simply-
as bad as you guys think.
If KFC were going to do this, they simply could have just had red and white, like James said, with their logo somewhere, make it clean.
Just across the middle sort of thing.
But it's just a mess.
I mean, this is why KFC does food, which ironically enough is always a mess as well, instead of consoles.
Yeah, but KFC wouldn't have designed it. They would have had a designer do it.
KFC did actually throw out a fucking mock console, didn't they? So, which I would have
that wasn't bad.
I would have bought that.
Yeah.
A console that could cook your chicken.
To be fair, I've not really looked into any of these like third party consoles or third party skins. To me, it's novelty. Like, it doesn't do anything for me, you know?
It's gimmick.
Yeah, pretty much. It's like when the PS5's out and the Series X is out. It's like, I'll have them both sitting here. Not once will I ever think of getting a skin for it, getting a custom design, any of that. I don't care. It's like I never even look at them when I'm using them anyway.
KFC are doing this because prior to this, Burger King revealed the PlayStation 5 and then gave people an option to win the PS5 if they bought 5 Whoppers, I think it was. You'd have a chance of winning a PS5.
Okay, so Enquiries getting a heart attack for a chance to win a PS5. Honestly, with how bad the pre-orders are, something tells me a lot of people are going to take that.
That's probably their plan.
Yeah, and then it's like the next person behind just like...
It'd be a chain reaction, what you're on about. The next person behind about...
No, it's like he's only had 4 Whoppers, so it's like the king just comes up, slaps him around the face, and is like, "You need another Whopper." It's like
why
the king
do you make
just
it sound
walks
so
up to the console.
sadistic?
It's what I do.
Need a Whopper.
It's what I do. It's what I do best. But no, I mean that's realistically all we've had for console drama. They're really into. Well, I mean the KFC thing isn't really console drama, but the storage definitely is.
The storage.
Yeah. The fridge was a good comeback.
The fudge is funny. Fudge. Oh
the
my
fuck.
God.
The fuck.
The fudge.
The fudge.
I'm breaking.
The Xbox Series X fudge.
Yeah, well, I mean, hey, they've got a console, they've got a fridge. What's the next thing they're gonna do? It's like let's be honest.
PS5 router, an actual PS5 router.
I swear Sony's done routers before, though. I swear they have. I'm 90% sure they have. Where it's like, if we can meme Microsoft into making a fridge, we can meme Razer into making a toaster. What else can we meme companies into?
To embrace the meme.
It's like, what do you think is the weirdest thing we can make a company do? It's like we made a company name a boat, Boatface.
Did we?
Yeah, like that giant, absolutely giant. I think it was like a tanker or something like that, like a brand new, super high tech one. They basically put it out to the internet on Twitter saying, "You can name this boat," and the top suggestion by like millions of votes was Boaty McBoatface. And originally they were going to disregard that answer because it wasn't serious. But because of the backlash they had on that, they were like, we're only joking. You guys wanted Boaty McBoatface? Say hello to Boaty McBoatface. And this was like a full-blown, like, shipping tanker and that.
Everything should be named like that. Housing agency, Housing McHouseface. Everything should be named like that.
Okay, what about a bar? How would you name a bar?
I just bought a Fridgy McFridgeface.
I mean, I don't think fridge works there. Like, maybe I just bought a Fridge McFridge. You know, don't have the face on it. That just sounds like a
McDonald's fridge.
Maybe it is. It's like, if you ever worked at McDonald's, have you ever seen the logo on the side of their fridges?
No.
Well, you never know.
I imagine they've just got some Coca-Cola beer fridges.
No, they've got big grey ones. Silver ones.
Yeah, they'll just have the walk-in ones, won't they?
Yeah.
Oh, so the Series X fridge?
Yeah.
I tell you what, though, it made me laugh when they needed a forklift to get the damn fridge in the garage. That made me laugh.
Normal fridges, you can pretty much move on your own or roll on wheels. This fucking thing was fat with a PH.
Mm-hmm. It's like they legit had to use a forklift to move it.
It was a safe. That's what it was.
It was a safe for keeping humans safe. I
tell you what, though, we should probably move on now to the next one. And honestly, this one's actually kind of big news, to be fair. So, when you think of YouTube, who's the biggest YouTuber you guys know of?
Withered Waste.
Rubbish Gaming TV.
Okay, so now that these guys are clearly high as a kite, let's give
I
the
don't
proper
use
answer.
YouTube properly.
Fine, PewDiePie.
Yeah. So, YouTube seems to have temp banned him. Well, not temp banned him, like shadow banned him. He can still upload and post and all that. If you search for him,
it's not anymore.
This has since been sorted.
Damn. Wait, when was it fixed? When was it fixed?
Next topic.
Come on, get it straight.
No, that must have been today then, because I last looked this up yesterday.
No, I think it was yesterday it was sorted.
Okay, so it might have been sorted after I looked this up then.
Yeah.
But yeah, so originally PewDiePie, when you searched him and that, nothing came up for him. His videos weren't going to his subscribers or anything like that. He was essentially gone, like off the platform. You couldn't find him unless you got him for, like,
he was there. It was just his old videos, none of his new ones.
Yeah.
Like if you searched him, you get like a 1-2 year old video.
See, I was a fan of this Shadowban because I don't like Pewds. So once I heard that you can't find him anymore, I was like,
I mean, have you actually seen any of his latest content?
I don't like his older stuff. Since he's matured and grown up, his newer stuff is okay.
His banter with KSI.
I mean, that's
another
the thing
one I
that's
can't
like,
stand.
his older personality that he put on was, I mean, honestly, it clearly worked for him because he's now, well, he's been the biggest on YouTube for God knows how long, and he's obviously a one-man show. It took an entire country's media network to take him down from the #1 spot, which honestly is pretty damn good going to him.
I might not like the guy, but you got to give props to him.
So have you seen what YouTube have said in their defense?
No. The last I saw was that like they basically announced like they didn't do anything to his channel or anything like that, and they were going to look into it. That's the last thing I actually saw on the subject.
No, so they said they don't shadow ban anyone. What is likely to have happened is that his video would have been flagged to breach one of the rules of YouTube or whatever, and therefore it needs to be reviewed by YouTube. And because of COVID, it's very backed up. It's very delayed, so they can't get to it yet, sort of thing.
So, being a YouTube creator myself, I can straight up call that bullshit for one reason. When a video gets flagged, it's still visible and all that. It still goes out to subscribers. Not only that, it does not hide your channel from searches.
I was going to say, that wouldn't stop
that's where it looks a bit weird.
Yeah. And, I mean, I'm only a smaller creator, so if I can call bullshit on that straight off the bat, I bet all the other bigger creators are going after that.
Well, Keemstar's making a big deal about it, isn't he?
So, I mean, he festers on drama like this, though.
Exactly. He wants the drama, something to talk about.
It's like, I can remember when, what's it called? He used to do that drama show between COD players.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was pretty much one of the ones who instigated drama just so he could cover the drama, basically. It's like, I mean, he had some funny videos back in the day, but honestly, it got to the point where I was like, I can't be arsed with this guy. Like,
no, I don't watch him. I don't like him.
Drama. Yeah, that's what I mean. But it's like, this is definitely big news because it means YouTube are messing around once again. Now, if the biggest person on YouTube, you would think YouTube would go out of their way to ensure he stays searchable, just because of how big and popular he is. So if someone the size of PewDiePie can get fucked over like this, how bad is the problem really? Like, how many smaller creators with no voices are being impacted by this? But
and they don't realise.
Yeah, it's like, because they don't have 10 million followers on Twitter, they can't get the information out there that they're being blocked as well. Because, I mean, this is something that YouTube is...
I mean, the irony behind this is that it's just going to make PewDiePie more popular.
Yeah.
To a degree. Like, it'll put his name in the spotlight for a week or two on Twitter, but then it'll just go back to its usual growth, I imagine. Like, this will just be a temporary growth for him, if it's even a growth for him to begin with.
I mean, to be fair, is there anyone that doesn't know who he is already? Like,
I mean,
there's not really many people it can reach out to.
Yeah, it's like, if you're not already sub to him, you're probably not going to sub to him.
I was going to say, the reason why this is news is because it's PewDiePie.
Yeah.
People talk about him. It'll be publicity for him anyway in the long run.
Yeah, but I mean, everybody already knows who he is, pretty much. It's like, how many people use YouTube that don't know PewDiePie? It's like, you're even going to have older people who don't watch on YouTube. They'll know who he is because of their kids or grandkids. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, PewDiePie's got that size behind him where, honestly, he's got 100 million subs. how much are you betting he's one of the most known people on the planet at this point?
Probably, to be fair.
Because like his audience is going to be worldwide, and with 100 million subs, how many people are those people going to talk to? Like, how many people are they going to mention about him to and that? Like, even if it's just a case of talking about him in a class, you know, like just how he went from nothing as a lone solo YouTuber to being the biggest one on the platform.
I'm wondering how far away we are from him having his own documentary explaining how he came from nothing to this.
He's already had one.
He already has a documentary.
You already had one?
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, like I say, I don't like the guy, so I don't watch him.
I think he's had more than one, actually.
Probably.
Yeah.
I've seen the original one when he first blew up.
I don't know, I haven't seen that one. I don't think I've actually watched a documentary on him, but I know he was doing something with YouTube a while ago that was meant to document his growth, but I never saw anything come from it. But I think that was when he had the whole YouTube Disney drama thing, and he just started getting dropped left and right. Still, could you imagine what it's like to not only have a business deal with Disney, but then to have Disney turn around and say, "You're done"?
Here's the thing. If you've got a business deal with Disney, have you also got a business deal with Star Wars, Marvel?
No, just because they own that doesn't mean you got...
It's like, no. I mean, Disney owned the franchises. He would have had... Well, he would have been contracted with Disney, I imagine. I think he was just partnered through them, essentially.
Yeah.
It's like creating kid-friendly content. So Disney would have paid him a bit, they would have promoted him and things like that, and he in turn would have kept things kid-friendly for the Disney fans, basically. So it's sort of like advertising for a company who's advertising you. So you're both advertising each other, essentially.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the way I'd look at the Disney partnership he had. Whether that's the way it was?
Regarding the Shadowbanned, do you really think that YouTube would be stupid enough to do it to someone like him?
No.
That's the only thing that doesn't make sense to me. If you're going to do it to someone, you don't do it to the biggest person on your
They would lose out on so much money.
Yeah.
It's like, it's to the point they could ban 1 million other users. They would lose less money than just banning PewDiePie on his own. It's like, in terms of, I mean, well, I can't really say how much PewDiePie earns because he'll definitely be on the Google Preferred ads, which are way higher paying. But just through his amount of views, he's probably earning about 5 to 6 million in ad revenue a year. And that's obviously what YouTube is paying him. So YouTube's going to be earning more than that. Say again?
I would say more.
Not in ad revenue. Altogether, he's absolutely earning more than that. Just in ad revenue, because obviously you got things like ad blockers, YouTube Premium, and things like that. It probably would be around the 5 to 6 mil range. Maybe more because of his Google Preferred, so maybe 7 or 8 mil. But just on ad revenue, I doubt it's much more than that.
How does the shadow banning make you feel as a smaller YouTube sub?
Worried.
Yeah.
Like, if it happens to me, I've got no voice to get YouTube to notice, essentially.
Yeah.
Like, I think for
this is your second channel as well, because you had shit before.
Mm-hmm. But no, I think for issues like these, the only real way you've got of surviving them is if you have more than 100k subs. Because once you hit the 100k and you get your first play button, that's when you get a direct contact at YouTube. You get a YouTube rep that you can always contact whenever about any issue in that. Instead of going through their bullshit, fucking automated customer support and that. So anyone below 100k, screwed instantly.
But the thing is, his videos still had over 500,000 views. So how did these people
when it was
view
first, when it was first announced, he made a community post about it, and it had 61,000 in that community post. So the way that could have worked is people finding it through playlists, looking on his channel and things like that. But this was the day after he originally posted it. So after 24 hours, it only had 60,000 views. And honestly, can I just say how privileged he is that he can get that? If I had a video with 60,000 views after 24 hours, I wouldn't go like, hey guys, this isn't coming in your sub box. I'd be like, what the fuck is going on? Why is this getting so many views? It's like, that's just the difference though, isn't it? Between 60k versus like 600 million, whatever he's on.
Milligan.
Million.
You said Milligan.
I said million. I definitely said million.
It's funny how we heard Milligan.
Did you say Milligan or Milligan?
Okay. Well, no, when shit like this happens to the bigger YouTubers, it does cause worry among the smaller ones for sure. It's like, there's no sustainability. It's a very dangerous game to play for the smaller channels. It's like, the big ones, I mean, they've earned their money, they've got their savings, they're set for life. If YouTube shut down tomorrow, let's be honest, they probably wouldn't have difficulties.
No.
You know, it's like, even if YouTube never comes to be a thing, they could easily just go on with their Twitter audience, their Instagram audience, get sponsorships through companies that way. They could carry on making a living. Doesn't matter about YouTube at all. For the smaller channels, though, it's very, very worrying. You know, it's like, if you're using YouTube as your livelihood, and you're only just making ends meet, you know, it's like, you can pay your bills, you can eat, you know, that sort of thing, like, just like a normal, regular job. You're living paycheck to paycheck, essentially. If YouTube disappears, or YouTube starts changing their, like, rules and regulations, which makes it even harder for smaller creators, that's going to put people out of work, essentially. It's going to make it much harder to survive.
You need a rival platform.
I've just noticed your t-shirt. I gave up.
Oh, no. Let me,
okay. I'm thinking we're talking about YouTube and he's just wearing a t-shirt that says, I gave up.
No, I gave up smoking, drinking, and sex. It was the worst hour of my life. What can I say? I love little humorous t-shirts like this.
It was his positive t-shirt. I gave
exactly.
up.
It's like, I managed it once. But yeah, I mean, YouTube as a whole it's a scary situation. Plus, I mean, the amount of effort you have to put into it anyway. It's like, if you had the ability to put that into, say, a normal company. In a normal company, typically, you would probably be more secure. And you would probably have more return for the investment.
Is there anyone currently, or who could potentially create a platform similar to YouTube, but with better standards, better treatments of the creators?
I mean, obviously the answer. So. I mean, no, the answer is going to be yes. There are people out there who could do
better than Google.
I mean, Amazon, they have more money than Google.
Yeah, but they've got Twitch. They don't even do that right.
I mean, Amazon haven't really done anything with Twitch, to be fair. They've kept a hands-off approach.
I feel like I have to say this now we mentioned Amazon. Fuck Jeff Bezos.
I think the problem is YouTube is the most evil to its creators, but it's also the most helpful because of the recommendations and the searching and that. Like, even if you have 0 views, your videos can get noticed on YouTube, which is something Facebook and Twitch do not do. So, I think for the smaller creators, it's unfair, but it's also fair. Well, more fair than other platforms.
Could Facebook start a platform like that?
I don't think it would work.
Not gonna work. I mean, just look at how the Oculus is going. It's like, you need a Facebook account to use the Oculus. You use the Oculus, your Facebook account gets shut down. Your Facebook account gets shut down, you lose all of your store-bought items with no way of getting them back. Oh, and your Oculus is now completely useless. It's a paperweight, essentially. So
you should still be able to use the Oculus.
Nope, not without a Facebook account.
Yeah, just make another account.
Yeah, but then you still lose everything you bought.
Yeah, you'll lose everything you bought, but you can still use... There are ways to use your Oculus.
I wasn't aware of this. What are you talking about?
You've not seen this at all?
Banned? Why would you get banned for using the Oculus?
Basically, the Facebook systems detect the Oculus as, like... You know, like how a profanity filter works?
Yeah.
So it's like that, only it checks everything you do, say, type, whatever, in games on the Oculus. So if you call if you start swearing and shit in a game, Facebook's like, bye-bye. Just straight gone.
That's stupid.
Yeah, that's bollocks.
It's completely stupid, yeah, but it's the way they're going, and there's major storms about it. I'm genuinely surprised you haven't seen this already.
No, I've not seen anything about it.
Yeah, I mean, it's been going on for about a week now. A week, 2 weeks, maybe a little longer. But yeah, it's a pretty big deal, to be fair. There's a lot of storms going on about it. I haven't looked majorly into it. I've just glanced over it. Because, to be honest, I wasn't really that interested in the topic. Like, VR for me is... Oh, go
on. No, go on. I was just going to talk about the opposition's YouTube platform again.
Well, no, I was just going to say, like, VR to me is at a point where it's not quite there for me, so I'm not really that interested in it.
I was just going to say, I still think there needs to be opposition for YouTube, another platform for people to potentially move across and feel comfortable without being mistreated. It's a long shot, but what if there was Yahoo Tube?
Yahoo Tube?
Is Yahoo even still a thing?
No.
Hey, I mean, they could plug that with, like, they have all the answers or some shit.
What about Ask Jeeves?
Hang on. I'm gonna have to actually look now if Yahoo is still a thing.
It's still a thing, just no one ever uses it.
Oh my god, it actually is still a thing, Yahoo.
Yahoo!
Is Ask Jeeves still a thing?
No, that died years ago.
I mean, there's still Ask.com.
Yeah, but it's not Ask Jeeves.
I think didn't they rebrand to Ask, though?
I don't know. But yeah, I think the best thing for YouTube is if they start focusing on the live streaming.
They kind of are. They are moving more towards the live streaming.
So don't lose any focus on the VODs. Like, leave the whole YouTube the way it is, or obviously improve it, but don't, not focus on that. But if they put a lot more focus onto the live streaming, they could kill Twitch.
Well, one thing that they finally done sometime between today and the last time we did the podcast, they finally put in the ability to add goddamn tags to the stream on the new streaming platform.
Okay.
So I mean, we've had this new studio now for I don't even know how long. They shut the old live streaming section down about 2 to 3 months ago. And since then, there was no way at all to add tags to a stream. The only thing you could do was put a title, a thumbnail, and a description. That's all you could do. So as soon as the live stream ended and the video went to YouTube, it's like you had to go through the list because it won't be at the top of your video list. It's like 50 pages deep for some random reason. So you have to go through and find it, and then you have to add tags in manually, basically.
So I think they need to have like an option at the top, like where you've got your library and stuff like that. Have a live section, whereas it goes to a page quite similar to like Twitch.
There is.
Where you can choose your game, you can choose this, you can choose that.
Yeah, so there is that. But there was no tag information. So if you want to put all the information in... Yeah, so if you go to your videos on YouTube, at the very top, you've got videos, live, and stories, basically.
But is it searchable? Like, can you search by game and stuff like that?
You can do a normal search. So I could search by title, tag, something in the description. But even with the videos, you can't search your own videos per game. But at the same time, like, the gaming itself on YouTube is definitely not utilized enough. It's very awkward in some things.
I still don't know why Twitch can't be the platform to rival YouTube in the sense of just introduce the ability to upload videos.
You can do that.
You can do that. It's just there's no way of searching. That's the issue.
So it's like they basically appear like highlights. They would have to redesign a lot of the website, I imagine. They would have to add some sort of AI feature to do like the recommendations, the searches, and all that sort of stuff. Probably cost them a lot of money.
But they'd make that back.
How long though? How long would it take them? Because it's like, let's say it costs I mean, with a platform the size of Twitch and everything they've already built up on Twitch, because they'd have to keep Twitch running smoothly while they work on this new system. So to do that, I mean, they'd probably be looking at an investment of 10, 20, 50 billion rather easily. Because it's like, I dread to think how much money YouTube is running into it.
If they could implement that and somehow grab PewDiePie over from YouTube to Twitch.
Won't happen. PewDiePie's got a contract with YouTube. He
run out.
I mean, we don't know how long the contract is. It could be for 5 years. It could be for 10 years.
But Twitch has its own problems anyway.
Yeah. Because Well, do you want to take this one, James, or?
No.
Oh. It was worth a try.
I wasn't gonna.
Is that because you were thinking? Is that because you were thinking which one?
Yeah.
No, he's on about the DMCA takedowns, I imagine.
Yeah. So obviously they've basically they've deleted a lot of people's VODs, which they had no explanation as to why or which videos. It's just they've deleted them randomly. They've given them no chance of I'll get into it all, but so they've basically gone through, they've deleted all the VODs for a lot of channels, and they've just sent them an email to say, we've deleted some of your VODs because of DMCA, blah, blah, blah. There's no punishment for this one, it's just on us. And they've basically advised everyone to go through all of their VODs, delete anything that's got anything DMCA related. They're going to try and do it for them so that they don't get hit by the DMCA. And if they do it, like if Twitch deletes it for the streamer, there's no punishment. But if the DMCA hits them, they'll get completely banned. They've got free chances.
Right, so this started about a month ago, and Twitch did announce that they had deleted a bunch of VODs and that with copyrighted music in them, and they advised back then that they will continue doing this, and all users should remove their own VODs with music in as well. So it's not completely out of the blue.
Some of my favourite streamers are going to get clapped then.
Yeah, it's not completely out of the blue, but basically what they're advising is for everyone to just delete their livelihood. They've all got years worth of VODs.
You don't earn from VODs.
It doesn't matter. That's their YouTube. A lot of them, they like on YouTube, you've got your YouTube channel or whatever, but a lot of them use YouTube as well. But on their Twitch, that is their like Twitch tube, if you will.
Yeah, I guess.
They respect their videos. They don't want to delete them, but they're getting forced to.
Here's the thing. I have absolutely no sympathy for them, because at the end of the day, it's a common sense thing. You're live streaming copyrighted music. That is illegal.
But you're not earning any money off it.
You technically are, though. As long as you're an affiliate... As long as you're an affiliate, if you play an ad on that stream is then commercial in nature. If you play a video even for 3 minutes on that stream, you're technically profiting from that.
But what I mean is you don't get punished if you're doing it live. It's the VOD that will get you punished.
What about...
I think that's just because they can't police it.
What about if the game you're streaming has copyright music in?
Now that's my worry.
Right. So this is... It's something that YouTube does a lot, and it's really goddamn annoying. So
yeah, but YouTube tend to do it themselves, don't they? Where they just mute the music and it's...
No.
That's what they used to do.
Oh, they don't do that anymore?
Sort of. Well, they don't mute it anymore. It's basically now it's just a company that's like, we own this music, I'm taking all your money, basically. Yeah. But essentially, what YouTube does is if there's music in a game, then they will mark that as it belongs to this company. That company will then take all the revenue from it, essentially. There are ways around it, though, which is fair use. Basically, as long as there is full consistent commentary over it, it becomes constructive in nature, and therefore it clarifies under legal use for fair use, basically.
Okay, so streaming the game, you would imagine that you're talking, commentating, and you'll get away with that. A YouTube video with copyright music in the game where it's gameplay and no commentary would be against that.
Yeah, it's not derivative in nature, basically. So you have to add something.
So you would naturally be fine if you're streaming a game on Twitch that has copyright music in it, because you'd imagine you'd be talking anyway.
No,
doesn't matter. That's a different rule.
So
that's YouTube's rule.
No. It's still technically the same legality-wise. But obviously the difference between in video game music and like, I don't know, the latest Akon song and that is completely different levels of copyright. It's like it's completely different. Basically, with games and that, you're allowed to use them under fair use as long as it's transformative in nature. So you talking in over it is transforming that product, essentially. It becomes your sort of own creation in a sense, which allows you to slip through a tiny little loophole under the fair use section.
And that's with Twitch streaming?
No, this is YouTube videos.
This is YouTube.
Yeah.
So how would that apply on Twitch?
Because it's also the same on why you can stream to Twitch, basically. It's like there's nothing legally stopping you streaming a game as long as it's derivative in nature. Because it's like a little loophole under fair use that you go through. But you can't do that with things like music, movies, or anything like that. The only way you would be able to do something with that music or movies is
Watch
if you were...
for the movies.
No. You would essentially have to be doing it in a journalistic nature. So you would have to be reporting on it.
There's watch parties to watch movies and TV shows on Prime and have people watch it.
But that's Amazon stuff.
Yeah,
so
that's
because Amazon own it, you're allowed to do it.
Yeah.
No. But if there's music in the film of, let's say, I don't know, Eminem.
But Amazon have paid the rights for that, I assume. So that's probably...
Yeah, it's like if they're using it in their movie, they would have the rights to use it in their movie.
No,
and
because
if they're
they might not
you...
necessarily be Amazon movies. It's just on an Amazon Prime platform.
All
of their stuff is exclusive.
They will not let you... No, not all their stuff.
Well, most of their stuff.
But if it's something that someone else created and Amazon are just showing it, Amazon will have the rights to have it on their platform, but you won't be able to stream it, basically.
But the watch party...
that would be stuff that Amazon have exclusive contracts for, I imagine. It's like...
I know you can't OBS your watch parties. It's literally started from Twitch. You can't OBS them at all. That's against standards.
Yeah, so it's like you can't record it. It's a form of like DRM and that. But yeah, copyright is a very, very messy situation. It's like even YouTube itself, you can't always get away with it. It's like I've had plenty of videos that get taken down for copyright infringement for like a 4-second cutscene or anything like that. Now, even though I'm talking over it, I can put in like a notification to that, basically saying like it's got full consistent commentary, it's derivative in nature, under such and such act, it falls under fair use. I don't know. I've got it all saved in a document that I just copy and paste when I need it, basically.
What I don't understand is you can have, let's say, an Eminem song on Eminem's YouTube channel, right?
Yeah.
But then you can search whatever. There'll be loads and loads of other channels that have the Eminem song.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he'll be getting the profits, not them.
Yeah, but they don't really get taken down.
But here's the thing. Their account might actually be banned. Just because the video's up, it doesn't mean the account is not banned.
Oh, so the content just stays up?
Yes. The content will stay up. Not always. Not always,
redundant
but it
banning
does.
the creator if they're going to keep the content up.
It does, because it does, James. I've had a couple of channels like many, many years ago, which I had some dubious things on.
Legal issues?
Copyright issues, yeah. And when the account got banned, the channel was still up, the content was still completely watchable on it, but I couldn't log into the account because it was banned, basically. The account is still there today, I imagine.
Your old account?
No, not my old one. This is something that I've like set up just to see, like just so I could have videos private, basically, and watch them wherever I want, essentially. But I'm not going to touch on any more of that in case I get myself in trouble, because this was a very long time ago. But yeah, it's like copyright's one of those things. It's like going back to even when I put a report in to get my video uncopyrighted, there will be times where developers turn around and say, nope, it's staying copyrighted. Even though legally, I should be allowed to remove the copyright infringement through fair use. In those situations, then you essentially have to take them to court. But then is it worth hiring like legal representation, paying for the whole court case, just to get a video uninfringed?
So now in regards to Twitch, that's worse. Because sometimes there's people that are in just chatting, for instance, they will let people send them links and they'll click on them. Or people can do clips, for instance. You have to stop all your clips because you don't know what they're clipping. You might not keep your VOD, for instance, so the live stream's fine. The VOD won't be up, so therefore you won't get a DMCA strike.
Clips
but if someone clips it,
clips are saved to the Clippers channel.
No, they're not. If I go onto your channel and I look through your clips,
yeah, but
that's everything that we've made.
Look at who clipped them, though. It's like I can look at my own clips on Twitch, and the only ones I've got are from when I was doing World Progression on FF14 Ultimate. Those are the only clips that show up in my clip section are the ones I've done. For me to view other clips, I have to go to my home
The ones
page.
that show up in my clips section, I've seen clipped by Merc.
Yeah, so hang on. Are you looking at your home page or your
But the person that clips them,
clip page?
The person that
video
clips them,
producer part with the clips.
The person that clipped them isn't the one that's going to get the DMCA. They didn't do anything. They just clipped it. You're going to get it because it's you.
Yeah, but I mean, if I have the music in my VOD, then that's on me, yeah.
But Merc has just said all the clips I've made of Primal are on my channel.
Yeah, see? It's like Merc says. Anything that Merc clips aren't on my channel.
You can watch your own... They are on your channel.
No, they show up on my home screen because they are about me, but they are not actually on my channel. They're on Merc's. They're just viewable on mine.
So do you think that Merc would get a DMCA strike for clipping your stream?
If there was music, let's say the VOD was still up on mine, we would both get it. If the VOD is off mine... only Merc would get it because the clip is saved to his channel. It's viewable on mine, just like it's viewable on his, but it's only saved to his.
No, so Devin Nash, who's like the guru of fucking Twitch, he did a video about it all and his worries about it. And that was one of the key things that he was saying about, like, everyone has to just not allow clips and everything because you'll get punished for that.
But that's definitely not
but that's
true.
stupid.
Like, I'm looking in my own clips right now, and the only clips here are the ones I've done.
Twitch can't give the option for you to clip something if that can come back around and bite you in the arse.
No,
you
because
can't clip anything.
Just don't do anything that's going to get you a DMCA strike.
No, I mean...
By the way, as a guy who's new to Twitch, what is DMCA?
It's essentially just a copyright takedown notice. It's like a legal notice of a takedown, basically. It's the same on YouTube as well.
3 strikes and you're out.
Yeah, basically. It's like, it is essentially just a takedown notice. Everyone just calls it copyright takedown strikes and that. But its legal name is a DMCA. Sort of like a cease and desist, basically. But no one ever really uses them anymore either.
It just seems really easy to slip into a problem.
I mean, as I said at the start of this topic, it's common sense. Don't play copyrighted music. Like, it's straight up common sense. So it's like, if you're going to have music playing on stream, make sure it's non-copyrighted.
What about the option, Twitch has an option for chat to pick its own songs.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
you would have to stop that. Yeah, you would have to stop that. Or you could set it up in a way... I imagine like Streamlabs and Stream Elements and that will probably do something like this. In fact, I think Stream Elements might already have started this. You can force them to only be allowed to pick from specific non-copyrighted music.
So the word is that everyone thinks that this is fake. The fact that Twitch can't give you any actual explanation as to what was wrong in that video and so on and so forth. They don't tell you which videos. They don't tell you any information. It's just, we delete some of your videos. Be careful.
They tell you what the issue
and at the end of it, all they do is tell you, use our new music program. So
if they tell you what the issue was, it'd be easier for you to avoid it.
Yeah. So there's no like line in the sand. There's no line to cross. It's just, good luck.
Yeah, but I mean, that's the way YouTube is as well.
As I say, at the end of the email, all they basically say is use our music program. Because this won't
it'll just
cause
be
you any DMCA.
It'll just be a list of non-copyrighted music.
So everyone's saying how they think that maybe Amazon are just making this up to make everyone use their music platform.
I mean, that's just to me, that's just the same as people saying COVID's fake and 5G causes cancer.
And the Earth is flat.
Yeah, basically.
Don't get me wrong.
Like, it's just a bullshit conspiracy.
Don't you think it's a bit weird that they started sending these emails out a day after they released their music platform?
Not really.
That's a bit of a coincidence.
Like, no, I mean, they would want people to use their platform for the non-copyrighted music, yes. But that's all it's going to be on that platform. It's just going to be non-copyrighted stuff. So
they're going to get money from it. Every time you listen to a song, they get money.
Why don't they just implement into the streams of you using Amazon Music?
Because Amazon Music is only a streaming platform. So you're paying Amazon to listen to the music on there, but Amazon are paying the respective partners, like the creators of the music, for you to listen to it, basically. So you can listen to it, but you can't stream it.
Personal use.
Yeah. You can use it for personal use, but you can't use it for commercial use. Like, you mentioned Eminem earlier, didn't you?
Yeah.
If you want to listen to something for his for personal use, you can buy the CD for a tenner. If you wanted to use it for commercial use, you're going to have to add like 2 or 3 zeros on the end of that. And that's for one song on one project.
Could they not potentially turn it into an extra subscription base?
No.
Where you're paying monthly for personal use of that?
No, because
that money's going directly to the artist.
The creators will never allow that. The artists will never allow it.
No.
Because it's like, if a company wants to use an artist's song, you're talking 10, 20, 50,000. And that's just for one use. Yeah. One use, one song, one very specific project. And that's on the lower end. For someone the size of Eminem, it wouldn't surprise me if you're talking hundreds of thousands. That's what I mean. It's like, copyright's a very big issue, especially in the music and movie industry, so they really do hammer down on it.
It's a very shady area as well to fully understand.
No one fully understands it at the moment, in terms of Twitch, anyway.
I mean, it's the same with YouTube, though. They don't give you all the details either. But I mean, it's basically is just a case of follow common sense. It's copyrighted, don't use it. It's like, if you ever have to think to yourself, is it okay if I can use this? It's probably not okay to use it, so don't use it, basically.
I mean, to be fair, there are also royalty-free music that you can use.
Yeah, copyright-free.
There's also some that you still get copyrighted for, though.
Right. That's where... So, if you try and get copyright-free music from, like, random YouTube channels that just upload it, that's very iffy, because you don't know whether that is actually copyrighted or not, or they just stole it from some random artist and that. If you want copyright-free music, you've got to get it from a proper source, like Audio Library or something like that. Something where you know that if you do get copyrighted on, all you have to do is essentially say, like, this is my username, I bought it, basically. And, you know, most of the time with copyright-free, though, you just have a disclaimer in the description and you're fine. Like something that says, like, yeah, I got this music from this website, it's called such and such, and the artist is this guy. That's typically enough for copyright-free.
Yeah.
But it's like, it's too risky to get it from another YouTube channel. Always make sure you go to an actual copyright-free site, basically. At least then you know you're safe. So, unfortunately, no more Black Eyed Peas or Raycon on stream.
One love. Wait, am I allowed to say that?
No. You can't even hum it. You can get in trouble for humming it.
What the?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't think I need a fuck Amazon t-shirt. I think I need fuck copyright limited.
I mean, copyright's one of those really archaic laws that just hasn't evolved for the internet. They try to evolve it in terms of like protection and that, but it's not changed enough. There needs to be a lot more stuff. But it's like, it's one of those things that, honestly, it just screws everybody.
Yeah.
And plus, it's the most abused system on YouTube. It's like, there's been a couple of times where, honestly, James, even you might have seen this, where some random person will make an account and they'll go around claiming everything.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, I'm trying to think what the last one was. Some guy basically claimed that, well, some YouTube channel basically claimed that, like, all these videos were made by their company, like music and that wasn't anything to do with them, and there was a massive shitstorm over it.
People used to do it to Pewdiepie all the time, wouldn't they? They used to
Individuals-
copyright every one of his videos.
Individuals can't do it like that anymore.
Not anymore. Well, I'd assume not, because it used to happen so often.
I don't know, like, the only... Well, for music and video specifically now, the only places who can do that are actual company accounts, and you can only get them through direct contact with YouTube. If you want to copyright an individual video, you can do that, but you can't earn any money from it. It's basically a case of you can only take that video down. That's all a user can do now.
Fair enough, that's good.
Yeah, but I mean, it gives a strike as well. But it's so easy to abuse.
It's so easy to fight, though. Rather than... Because before, you didn't really get much of a fight.
It's not that easy to fight at all. So, someone stole my video a couple of years ago when I was doing Metal Gear Survive. Someone stole that, uploaded it to their channel, so I striked it, took it down. They rejected the strike, and that basically... Well, YouTube then basically said to me, you've got two choices. If you show us within 30 days that you are taking legal action against this person, like I have to actually take them to court, they'll keep the video down, yeah, because there'll obviously be legal proceedings going on, or I have to let them reinstate the video. Basically, it gets to a point where if they reject the copyright strike and they try and say, no, this is not his content, I made this, which is horseshit, I then either have to let them keep the video or take them to court.
Yeah, but I imagine the odds of you actually having to go to court are extremely low. Once he knows that you're taking him to court, he can say, all right, listen, I'm deleting it.
Right, so the way it starts is I strike him, and then if I strike him, he can essentially do one or two things. He can live with the strike, which will disappear after so long, or he can counter the argument, basically, in which he can just turn around and say, no, I'm not taking it down. This isn't yours. But then it's up to me to prove it is by taking him to court on a copyright issue.
Yeah, that's what I mean. But you can say, yes, I'll take him to court. And then the guy will say, hang on, I ain't going to court.
No. So with YouTube, you have to show them proof. They will only act when there is proof that court proceedings are starting.
Okay. You're not listening. If you were to turn around and say that, that guy could then be like, okay, screw this. I'm not going to court. Delete the video.
Right, so
done.
You don't contact the guy. All contact.
Yeah, but he's going to know that you're taking him to court.
No, what? Right. So what you're saying is just tell him I'm taking him to court when I'm not, right? That's what you're saying.
No, I'm saying that you probably wouldn't have to take him to court. Like, he would back down before you actually got to that stage.
No, but even to begin proceedings would cost money. You'd have to get legal representation. You'd have to actually start the ball rolling.
True.
Yeah, but I think what James is saying is, once the guy hears about this being a court case or whatever, it's going that way. You're just like, okay, then take the video down. Fine.
It wouldn't matter then at all, because the ball would already be rolling. You'd already have paid the upfront costs to start the court case.
Either way, it's stupid. They need to get that sorted.
Yeah, it's a bullshit design, which unfortunately is still the same today. But it's not going to change. YouTube does not care. They protect themselves and then they say screw the creators, essentially. That's why the copyright system is still so broken. Yeah, pretty much. But you would think
that's why we need an opposition platform.
Honestly, we just need a platform that will actually go to bat for the creators. It's like, what is YouTube without its creators?
Someone who actually cares.
I mean, there's been so many sites that
not a single name comes to mind who could create a platform, though, who actually cares.
Because at the end of the day, the only people who could are very large businesses, but to them, you're just an extra digit in their bank account.
Yeah.
So it's like, you're never going to have that one person, basically, that's going to do it.
I mean, you got to remember, there's a lot we can moan about for YouTube, but they do a lot right.
Name one thing.
I mean, look how much, like, even like someone like you still get a fair bit of money for just uploading some videos.
I find it hilarious that we
turn up on YouTube,
but this is going out on YouTube.
But you get found in the searches, you get a following, like everything that you need is there. All right, they don't have the best customer service.
So yeah, the searching and the recommendations is a good feature, but that's about all the platform's got going for it. A lot of other stuff is anti-creator. For example, the latest dashboard update, which they forced on people, even though nobody liked it. It's riddled with problems. Right, what's the most important thing to a YouTube creator that you would say, James?
Being seen.
Say again?
Being seen.
Publicity.
Okay, or other than publicity.
What the fuck else?
Being paid.
Interaction. So, interaction and communication with viewers. Now, obviously, when people comment on videos and all that, it's like, might be worth something replying to, wouldn't it? And obviously, for smaller channels, you build your audience through that level of communication.
So basically, YouTube should treat the creators how the creators treat the fans.
What?
We're on about how YouTube treat creators like shit, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, at the moment, I'm on about how YouTube keeps fucking everything up for the creators. Not what they're
now you can't see the comments.
If YouTube treated creators the same way that the creator actually treats the fans, engagement, acknowledgement,
it'd be a much better platform.
Because
that's one issue YouTube has. They don't engage with anything. They don't publicize anything. But yeah, James, that's essentially what I'm getting to. So I can see new comments on videos. I can reply to those comments. I do not get told when somebody replies to me. The only way I have of finding that out is going to the video comment section itself, going through all the comments and looking for people who are replying for me. Whereas before they changed it to this new studio bollocks, I used to get a little notification that basically says, you've got to reply. Like someone's messaged you and that. Whereas now you can't do that. The only thing I get notified about are brand new comments per video.
How long's that been in play for?
About 5 months. And it's fucking bullshit. It is the
In
most
reality,
annoying thing ever.
In reality, it's just that no one replies to him, that's all.
Yeah.
No, it's like... right, so,
he's like, hang on.
Here's the thing. So about a week ago, YouTube did implement a filter button for the comments so I can filter the ones I have replied to. So that way, anyone I reply to on YouTube, I can see those comments. And then I only have to scroll through them to see if anybody has replied to me. And there's quite a lot. It's like, through this list, last night I was doing it for about an hour. And I was replying to people who, like, messaged me or commented to me and that. Throughout, I think it was like the last 4 months. That's how far back it had been, because I just hadn't been getting notifications for comments and replies to me. And that's such a simple thing they've had in place forever. Why remove that feature?
It's a simple notification. I don't see why I get rid of it.
Yeah. It's like, I get notifications for new comments. Why can't I get notifications for replies? But it's the same with live streams. It's only just been today that on the new platform we can add tags to live streams. It's like they do all these changes that just make no sense. Plus the dashboard doesn't even work half the time. You keep getting errors up. All it says is, error, this video information is not available. And that's all you get on the dashboard, basically.
Broken.
Yeah. It's like, it just does not work. It's not fit for purpose. Nobody liked it when they announced the beta.
It just seems like YouTube have gotten to a point where it's, meh, why should we do anything? We've got enough to keep YouTube going. Why the fuck should we give a shit?
Doesn't mean you make it worse, though.
Yeah, when you think about it, though, they've done that every update. It's like, they take away features people really, really like, and then just replace it with nothing or worse features. Like, James, can you remember way back in the day, video replies?
No.
You can't remember that? So
you used to be able to reply as videos?
Yeah, you could do video replies. So you would have the video, below that you would have the description, all that. Then you would have video replies, and then you would have the comments. You honestly can't remember that? I mean, this was like 2008, 2009, so it was a long time ago.
Oh, come on. I better remember what I did yesterday.
But no, they completely removed that. So, I mean, there's that level of engagement they removed. Honestly, I preferred the old channel pages.
Yeah, I preferred those.
Yeah, it
you
was
can
nice
customize them how you want.
Whereas now you can't do that. It's like you've got some kind of weird style homepage, but there's no real customization. You basically just decide, okay, I'll have a playlist here. I'll have my videos here. That's all
you get to add a banner.
The banner's so stupid, though. Like,
still a banner.
You could have technically a banner before.
You could have everything before.
Yeah, it's like before you could customize the entire layout, which was way better in my opinion. Because then it's like, you could do that little bit on the banner. Well, the banner. You could do that little bit on the background where it's like, you've got a little box on the subscribe button, little tick going to it saying, tick me. Whereas now you can't do any of that. It's like, it's just a plain, boring image.
Probably because it was slowing down the servers. Every single person having these large pictures on there.
Going back to me saying that YouTube don't give a shit, by the way. War just said lack of competition is probably the reason why they shouldn't care.
People have nowhere else to go.
But again, that takes back to there needs to be an opposition platform.
Yeah, but there just won't be. It's like YouTube is too big at this point. The only
fucking
like
Netflix. I don't know. Create a streaming platform for creators. Netflix.
We don't need a streaming platform though. We need a video
I hate their
platform.
searching anyway.
Yeah. What we need is something like YouTube, only not run by Google, basically. It's like so YouTube Bing. Has... What? No.
Bing.
The only thing Bing is used for is like hidden porn searches.
What is it?
Yeah, it's like Bing doesn't
What do
track
you get up to,
anything
Sam?
like Google does.
You know a bit much about that?
You just showed us a little too much truth about yourself.
Yeah, then you know Bing doesn't track your searches. You can completely turn off all tracking.
I'm just gonna download Bing.
So it's a little like incognito mode. Only you don't have to do it with the whole browser, basically.
On that note, by the way, is porn still banned in this country?
Huh?
It was meant to get banned, wasn't it?
That's a good point, actually. I completely forgot all about that.
Do you have to use a VPN to watch it?
No.
Well, there we go.
Oh, really, Alan?
There we go. Someone stepped into it. That's a good point. Yeah, porn was banned in the UK, wasn't it?
Yeah, or at least it was meant to be.
Yeah, no. They voted on it, and the government are like, this was before COVID. This was.
Yeah, I was gonna. Yeah, but once COVID hit, and please don't make of this what I think you're gonna make of this. Pornhub handed out free premium accounts.
Dude, they're still handing out free premium.
So it couldn't have been banned then.
No, that's what I mean. It's like they said they were going to ban it, but they never did.
They must have scrapped it.
I don't know.
It was a stupid thing to ban anyway.
Through. Well, yeah,
it did go through.
Yeah,
it was all arranged to happen.
I mean, at the end of the day, though, it's like we were talking earlier in the Discord server and the chat lobby. The day a government really goes after the internet is the day that the entire internet goes after them. It's like that's a guaranteed losing
keyboard
fight.
warriors.
I'm on about like hackers, like Anonymous. Like there are hackers out there who would screw a government up.
We haven't heard about Anonymous in a long time though.
They still do the odd few things every now and again. The problem is you get some of the right twatty ones that claim to be anonymous but aren't. But I reckon if a government really went after the internet, you'd have every Tom, Dick and Harry up in arms over it. Plus, I mean, let's be honest, the amount of people who use the internet nowadays, would they really risk losing all of those voters?
You wouldn't lose all the voters anyway.
Well, no, because I mean, if a government went after the internet and people didn't want that, they'd vote for the guy who wasn't going after the internet.
Yeah, but you're also forgetting that if the government went after the internet are going to go after the government, not just the users. You'd have Facebook, YouTube, Google, all of them, because they'd be losing out.
What, from not having porn?
Well, no, I mean...
No, the internet in general.
No, the larger companies wouldn't lose out on much. It'd be more censorship and things like that.
Although
that
Google would probably lose if there's no porn.
Google would, yeah.
Google would. Honestly, at this point, though, do people even need to Google porn? Like, let's be honest, this is probably the most important question in this entire podcast. Do people need to Google porn anymore?
Apparently not. Apparently you Bing it.
You Google porn, whether you Google it or not. Using Google, you are only ever one click away from porn.
Yeah, but what I mean is, like, who in this age doesn't know about Pornhub?
The age of people who shouldn't.
Well, yeah, I mean, exactly. But when they get to, like, 10, 11, 12, you know exactly they're talking about it in class with their friends.
Well, that's the problem. That's why they was going to ban it. Because too many kids are watching it and getting desensitized.
Okay, now, that's not the internet or Pornhub's fault. That's the parents not paying attention.
Yeah.
It's like...
But it's too easy to access. You can't go onto a website and it say, are you over 18, yes or no? You can't trust what they put.
Well, I mean,
anyone can put yes.
Yeah, but it's also a thing that takes 2 seconds that you could set up a filter on the PC or the tablet or the phone. You could block it out on a base level.
We did it in school back in the day for us. So,
it's like,
I was Googling porn.
Well, it's like, it's like my sister when she was 14 or 15 and she got her PC. One of the first things my nan asked me to do was set a time limit on the PC itself, so she wasn't going to be up all night on it. So I had it shut off automatically at 10 o'clock, which was her bedtime back then. And I blocked all 18-year-old sites. It took minutes to do. And then that just completely removed the entire thing then. Because we knew she couldn't use it late at night because she would need my admin password.
I think the problem is most adults with kids around the age of 11 or 12 years age today. Well, no, I would say that they don't know how to set it up, but they really should know.
It's not that. It's just nowadays, because internet, especially like adults, children, everyone uses the internet. The adults just want a bit of peace and quiet. They just put the kids onto the internet.
Yeah.
So just play on my phone.
Well, yeah, but you gotta be careful. There's a lot of bad places on the internet. You really need those filters set up.
But that's what I mean. It's like it's the parents' fault if their kids are getting up to that sort of stuff. I mean, look at what used to be on YouTube. All those creepy Elsa videos and things like that.
What was that thing called? It started with an M, wasn't it? Whatever. But yeah.
I can't remember. But it's like
Momo.
What about that?
Yes.
Yeah. That's
that
made
made
the phone
that
app,
made
right?
it to that made it to YouTube Kids.
Yeah.
Was that the phone
Where?
app game?
No.
No.
Momo was this creepy long-haired character.
It would just pop up in the video and it'd tell you to kill yourself and stuff like that.
Yeah.
There was
and
something
some
like
people
that for a
actually
game
did.
as well.
And it was always on kids' videos. So
Some people actually did, and then they'd get calls and stuff from the so-called Momo.
Yeah, that's what I'm on about, the calls and that. Like, I thought that was an app, not on a YouTube video.
No. It'll pop up in the videos, and then it'll tell you to kill yourself.
it went
and
further,
then-
yeah.
Yeah, and it was
Yeah,
like
going
giving
on
you like
individual
these
WhatsApps.
dares and that and making you do them and all that.
Yeah.
I can remember that. But that's what I mean. It's like, it's the parents' responsibility to make sure their kids are safe on the internet. It's like, yeah, they want a bit of free time, so take that 2-3 minutes out of your day just once, set up the blocks, and then you're pretty much good to go. You know?
Yeah, it doesn't take long.
No, it's like create them a playlist on YouTube that they can watch. 2-3 minute thing. Like, it's not hard to get kids on the internet safely. It takes 5-10 minutes worth of effort one time. That's all it does. That's all it says.
I think it's just because that a lot of parents,
They're lazy.
not all, but a lot of them just think, meh, just give them the internet rather than
that. It's fine.
yeah.
Yeah. It's like they just want their own freedom for a bit. They want their own peace and quiet. It's like,
Then they'll moan about the
sometimes.
safety of the children then when they come across something.
But it's like you just said, the Momo thing even made it onto YouTube Kids.
YouTube Kids,
you
yeah.
give YouTube Kids to the kids because you know there's nothing bad on it.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, I still wouldn't give a kid YouTube Kids.
But there was, I think it popped up. My niece actually came across it during Peppa Pig on YouTube Kids, where Momo popped up, and my sister was very worried about it.
Do you know how easy it is to get on YouTube Kids?
Just tick yes, it's for kids.
Yes. It's one little tick box. That's all you do.
Yeah, but does that not just get fucking reviewed and shit? And let's see if it's for kids.
Nope. Just
Well,
I
then
think
maybe
it
it
does.
should be.
It has to be.
It's not reviewed. You just can't earn any revenue for it.
Yeah.
So anything made for kids, basically YouTube will not.
So you
display
could
adverts on it
effectively
now, so you don't earn any money.
brainwash. You could effectively brainwash children by clicking yes, this is for kids because it's not actually checked.
Yeah,
It has to be checked.
No, it's not checked. They just don't put ads on it. It's genuinely
My
not
God,
checked.
that is just fucking.
It's like one of the big things is when they first made this changeover, you essentially had to go through all your videos and that and say whether you wanted it to be kid friendly or not, and you had to do it yourself. Like YouTube basically says, we're not going to check every video, but if we come across one that isn't kid friendly and you mark it as kid friendly, you're going to be in trouble and risk your channel getting shut down. So they basically said like, we're not going to check, but if it gets reported, you're screwed basically. Well, that's what I mean. That's how easy it is to get on YouTube Kids. It's one tick box during the
That's a
upload process.
YouTube problem, though. That's not a parent problem. That's a YouTube problem.
No, I know, but at the same time, like, you should never let a kid go on the internet unsupervised.
No, but when they've got
It's
something
easy
called
to say
YouTube
when you don't have
Kids,
kids, though.
as a parent, I'm not a parent, but as a parent, you'd think it's called YouTube Kids. It's perfectly safe. It's for kids. That's what it's targeting for.
I mean, honestly, I'd probably just stick them in front of Netflix with Disney movies. That'd probably be my go-to. Like, knowing what I do about the internet, if I had kids, I would not let them go on YouTube unsupervised. It's like, if they were on YouTube, they can watch wherever they want, as long as I'm sitting right next to them. You know, it's like, that could be bonding time with them, you know? It's like, I'd bond with them while they have fun on YouTube. But then I'm also there, making sure they're not watching anything they shouldn't be. Like, if I wanted my own peace and quiet, where I can just stick them in front of the TV for an hour, I'd stick Little Mermaid on or something like that, you know? Something I know is for kids. I wouldn't let them go free reign on YouTube. Just the same as I wouldn't let them, like, play COD when they're 6 years old.
Speaking of which, War said something like that. It's the same with games. Parents getting pissed over the 12-year-olds playing 18's games and then moaning that 12-year-olds are playing 18 games. When
Yeah, I've never understood that.
No. It's like, who buys the game?
That's the thing. parents will be like, "Oh, video games are rotting our kids' brains." Yeah, I mean, you bought your 12-year-old an 18 game.
Yeah.
Depends though. Do you remember what was it called? Game Station.
Game Station, yeah.
Back in the day, they'd sell anyone an 18-year-old game. I used to buy all my games in there.
They never did that around here in Stoke. I always got ID.
They did down here.
It's like with Alan and that. I used to have to get you going shops for me for some games, didn't I? Like Blockbusters down Stoke.
Yeah.
Just because, like...
Blockbusters, yeah, but not Game Station.
No, that was just one of the examples I gave.
Oh, okay.
That was all. But yeah, it's like, we always got ID'd around here. Speaking of ID, you know, because of COVID and that, you have to wear a mask. I'm getting so sick and tired of getting ID'd in a shop.
Really?
I still don't.
I've not been ID'd wearing a mask.
Tesco. Does it to me every time I go for fags.
Can I ask as well, like, what's the point in IDing someone with a mask? They're going to pull up a picture of their full face, and you're going to look at them while you see their eyes and nothing else.
No, so here's the thing, right? They want you to take the mask off so they can see your face.
So
but it's like, as soon as you remove that removable mask...
You're then exposed.
Essentially, yeah.
By law, you have to go into the shop wearing the mask, but you're required to take it off in the shop.
Yeah, basically.
In all fairness, I have the same issue.
I know why they're doing it, though. I know why they're doing it. It's because when the whole mask thing first started, a bunch of kids were dressing up like old people with like scarves and shit on, and they were getting sued when they were like 14.
Jesus Christ!
Like, I'm not gonna lie, that is genius of the teenagers, but it's annoying me like never before now because it's every damn time I go in the shop. But it's one of them things now. Like I hate it, but I can understand it.
Yeah.
But no, it's always
never a
Tesco.
bad thing to be ID'd.
No, it just makes me feel young again, you know?
Exactly.
Yeah.
The bad part of it is having to take your mask off. It completely defeats the purpose of having it on in the first place if you're just going to expose yourself so they can check your ID.
Plus,
but it's like at my work, we have to test the Face ID before we do it, take it in. So we have to make them take their mask off.
I mean, that's understandable in a sense, though. Because it's like that...
Not in a pandemic.
Well, no, but what I mean is with the Face ID, it's like, it obviously has to be their face. Like, I don't know about you guys, but it's like, if I cover my face like this, do I look 14?
Even if you didn't, yes.
Yeah.
How do I look 14 with this? Like,
you're barely over the age limit anyway.
But yeah, it's like...
Youngster.
Just me taking out my driver's license to give them for my ID. That should, in and of itself, mean that I'm over 18. You can only get your driving license at 17 here.
So 17 means you have to be over 18.
No, but if my... Right,
Secondly,
so... If
who
I
says
take,
it's yours?
Right, if I... Okay, so...
Just because you've got a driver's license in your wallet.
Right, so the top half of my... Right, the top half of my face is still the same. They can look at that and put 2 to 2 together. It's like I can put my driving license next to my face. They'll know it's me just from the top half.
A lot of people look similar to their brothers.
Yeah?
No, they don't.
Yeah, they do.
I mean, some, but not a lot.
Well, those some people will get away with it, and therefore, problem.
I mean, either way, it's still annoying. It's like, if my driving license says I was born in 92, I'm obviously not even anywhere near 17.
Why don't they just make IDs that are based on the iris scans?
They wanted to, didn't they? But everyone disagreed.
Yeah, but
because the government's tracking everything. They wanted fingerprints and iris, didn't they?
The government's got your fingerprints anyway.
You don't think the government... I was going to say, you don't think the government's already got them? You don't think the government's tracking your passports or shit like that?
Dude, the government's tracking you with this.
Yeah,
it's like,
I always leave mine at home when I go out, so fuck you, governments.
Then why don't you just have a home phone? What's the point in a mobile?
Well, that's what I mean. It's like, anything you say is being transmitted through this. It's being picked up. Let's be honest. Everybody knows this. There's the whole scandal with webcams and everything like that. You know, it's like, it's nothing new that the government is listening to you. It's like, most people understand that and they're fine with it. Well, they're not fine with it. They just know there's nothing they can do about it.
Yeah,
but the ones who go out and act like, oh no, I'm not doing that, the government will find out, they'll listen to me, and I'm like, dude, the government's been listening and looking at you your entire goddamn life. They don't give a shit about you.
I'm sorry, but I've just seen Mick's comments. You look like Kermit, of course you'd get ID.
God damn you, Merc. God damn you. Yes, it is a caseless phone as well. I'm not daft enough to drop my phone, though. So I've never needed a case.
I've got mine in the toilet once.
Were you sober or drunk?
sober.
It's usually women that do that.
I was playing a mobile game, I'll take 10 minutes.
I mean, I work in an industry where we repair those, so I can tell you it's usually women because it's in their back pocket when they pull their trousers up.
You know why I can tell you it's usually women? Because one of my sisters, Alicia, she used to do it a good 6-7 times every year.
Okay, that's a lot.
Mm-hmm. I think she still does it every now and again. Like, the amount of phones she's gone through over the years is unreal. It's
that rice trick works, though. I can vouch for that rice trick. It works.
And I can vouch it doesn't.
After I did it, I stuck it in Tupperware full of rice, closed it, stuck it in the boiler room, 24 hours, came back, boom.
Yes, so you got lucky. It doesn't work.
It was probably just a tiny bit of moisture.
I mean, the fact that it worked actually shows that it works, though, surely.
No, I mean,
you could have put it in the... You could have put it in the airing cupboard without the rice. It still would have done the same thing. It's just that you've dried out the water, and luckily the water didn't create any shorts.
To be fair, I did have an air dryer as well on low temp, trying to sort of...
Anyway, I'm not talking about work.
Oh, come on. Have you got something bad to talk about?
Have we got a rant?
No.
Have we got a rant?
No, we don't have a rant.
Rant.
Your boss is watching.
I'm sure you want to rant. You were ranting in chat earlier.
It wasn't earlier. It was yesterday, but
last
no.
night. I mean,
I wasn't ranting. I was saying my store's doing well. That's not a rant. That's a good thing.
Oh, is he saying this because his bosses are watching?
You know what they
Honestly,
watched
I don't think his bosses are watching. Honestly, I couldn't imagine your bosses watching a podcast.
No, I highly doubt it. But I
Something
don't have
tells
anything
me...
to rant about. I'm enjoying the store, so apart from the travel.
Yeah, it's
2
like,
to 2.5 hour travel.
I was just about to say, yeah, it's like 2 hours travel into it. So you're still on 15, 16 hour days.
Yeah.
So
pretty much.
By the time you get home, you essentially have 8 hours to eat, sleep, bathe, relax before you're back in work.
Yeah. So you can't really relax.
That's London in a nutshell. I couldn't do that.
This is exactly
I technically do that, but I mean... No, I couldn't do that. Not down London. Like, just for the underground. It's like, if I was living down London, I would have to work somewhere close to home. I couldn't put up with using the underground daily. It would drive me insane.
I think we just get used to it.
I think people who already live there are accustomed to it by now, aren't they?
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, it's like...
Actually, if you came up here, it'd probably be weird that everything's slower.
Well, it's like I was telling him about Buzzies.
It'd be speed walking because he thinks that's the normal pace to walk.
Well, I was telling him about Buzzies the other week, Al. Like, how long do we typically wait for a buzz here?
If we wait too long, two come along.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's the same as London.
Yeah, okay. How long do you wait for a buzz, James? Typically.
It depends. Like, if it's a weekday, probably about 7 minutes.
Al, what would you say if you were told that there's a buzz coming every 7 minutes?
I'd say that's fine.
But it wouldn't happen, would it?
No, it wouldn't happen.
It's like, we're kind of lucky if we actually get one every 20 minutes.
Yeah, I was going to say, we'd be waiting about 20 minutes, but like I said, like, our buzz would come, and then the same buzz behind it that could take us to the same place is also there.
It's like, what would typically happen with us is, say a buzz was due at 12 o'clock and one was due at 1 o'clock. They would both come at half 12.
We'd be waiting until 2 o'clock and they both come.
But yeah, it's like, it's a nightmare around here. But honestly, it's like, I don't mind long working hours personally, as long as I'm not travelling for that long.
I don't catch buzzes. So the last time I caught a buzz, I discovered that they now have Wi-Fi, and I was blown away.
Your buses have Wi-Fi?
Yeah.
Wow, okay.
By the way, Merc, I do drive. I'm the smart one here who actually went for my driving license.
I live in London. There's no point in driving.
The smart one that said Shilligan.
Shilligan what?
No, Milligan.
Milligan.
I have no idea what you guys want about.
Milligan.
I have no idea.
Milligan. Yeah.
No idea. But yeah, I can't imagine driving London. It's like, before now, you've told me to drive down, aren't you, James? And I'm like, no chance.
Like, how far is that in car for you? 4
hours? 4 hours? It's about 200 miles. But it's not the distance that would do me. It's driving around London. Like, I would never drive around London, no matter what. That's why every time I go down, I just go down on the train.
I mean, the driving's one thing; it's the parking that's even the worse.
I mean, to be fair, if I was going to drive down London, there's only really 2 places I would ever go. Either yours or the particular game store that I used to get games early off.
I enjoyed London when we went, Sam. Like, just the buildings alone just look like art pieces. Everything's huge.
We went to, like, a really old part of London, though. Like, it was definitely kind of old-fashioned, the buildings, where you could tell they were old buildings. There wasn't anything new there, was there?
Kind of most of London in a nutshell.
Outside the train station.
I'm on about, like, near the events that we went to.
Oh, no.
Like, that was all really old buildings, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But no, I'm talking, like, 1800s, James. It was old. Nothing new at all. It's, like, all around the train station. That's new, typically. But it was just this one part that when we finally got to, after walking around like idiots for half an hour to an hour, was just all dead old. It's like we went into this like, would you say it was like a cafe?
I mean,
what? Sorry?
It looked a bit like a bed and breakfast. It did look a bit like a bed and breakfast. But then, are you know about where we went for the event?
Yeah.
It kind of, as you walked in...
It was like a really posh, fancy cafe, wasn't it?
Cafe?
Yeah. But then we walked downstairs to this room where the event was, but there was only me, you, and like 2 other people.
Yeah, and they were bringing sandwiches out on a literal silver platter.
On an actual platter?
It's like, that right there, that's too fancy for us. Like, we don't do none of that fancy shit around here.
I was looking for like cheese and pickle on a cocktail stick.
It's like...
I can't get over you call it a cafe.
What do you mean? It's a cafe.
It's not a cafe.
It is.
It's
a cafe.
Yeah, cafe or calf. It's not a cafe.
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 Cafe. It's a cafe.
No, it's not.
The way I say cafe is if it's Nescafe.
Yeah, that's the only way I say it.
We just say calf.
Okay.
It just sounds so weird when you say cafe.
Cafe.
It sounds like you're saying toffee or something in American.
I
so much
swear I've said cafe before and you've never had a problem with it.
I've never noticed.
We've said it so much
Cafe.
now that it now sounds weird to me.
Yeah. I love it when... Well, I love it and hate it when that happens. You say a word so many times and then it loses all meaning and you're just like, am I even saying the word right anymore?
Is there that weird symbol in a cafe that there is in Nescafe?
No. You're on about the weird E, aren't you?
Yeah,
Like
but then
the
it's
little-
cafe.
Yeah, no, it's just cafe.
It's not, it's calf.
It's cafe.
It's a silent E. I see down the calf.
What? No. No!
Is it Nike or Nike?
We should mention that we eat our food with a fork and a knife.
Is it Nike or Nike?
Because
Nike.
we're not American.
Nike. So why is it Nike and not calf?
Because calf, if you spell calf the way it sounds, if you're saying calf, it
You'd
should
be
have
like
2
CALF, which is like...
Yeah, but if you spell Nike the way that you say it, it's not got an E.
because you go Nike, where it could be Nike.
If it hasn't got an E, it'd be Nick.
No, it wouldn't. It's not got a C, but yeah.
Well, no, we always just say cafe around here.
Okay, fair enough.
But no, it's
Never
like,
heard that.
if we go to a cafe, let me put it into simple terms. We would go up, we would say, can we have a cup of tea? And then this really ugly, sweaty, greasy-looking fat dude would just basically give us a really horrible cup of tea and like a plate of slop. And then we'd go and sit down with it, essentially.
I told you, dude, it was just work experience.
It sounds like a prison.
And then the cafe we went to down London was fancy, like really fancy.
It's like, feels properly down here.
Like
me and Sam were casual wear. I felt like I needed to be suited and booted.
It's like the cups and that were all like fine china with little saucers. I was like, fucking hell, does the Queen come here?
Genuine silver platter though was just.
Honestly, I think that just says we're low class, Al. We're just low class slobs, I think.
Yeah.
It's like clearly we just don't have any taste, you know.
It was an experience.
Oh,
I enjoyed it.
It was. It was definitely a good experience. At least we got to have the fun though, just before COVID struck.
The event was underwhelming, dude, because we went in expecting quite a few people.
I think that was because it was a spin-off game. It wasn't one of the main series ones.
Yeah. What was the game? I can't remember.
It was the Atelier game.
Atelier, that was it. Yeah.
If they were doing it for the main series, they probably would have had a bigger event. Yeah. It's like they did ask me to go for something the year after. I think it might have been Dynasty Warriors or something like that. But it wasn't the posh cafe they asked me to go. They wanted me to go down to like their main headquarters. And I was like, nah.
You probably would have been thinking, well, if the cafe was that posh, the headquarters is going to be a castle.
I mean, it was Koei Tecmo, so maybe they do have a fancy cafe there. But no, I think that about covers everything. Do you guys have anything you want to add?
Alan?
Just thank you for watching, I guess. And yeah, hope you enjoyed it as much as we did, and take care.
James?
Thanks for watching, everyone. Just so you know, it is my birthday in 2 days, so send me some present.
So if you don't wish me happy birthday on social media, I will hold a grudge.
I expect a lot of happy birthdays coming in, alright? Thanks a lot.
So what this means, guys, is if you're in the Discord lobby, make sure you were at him all day, every day, basically, from now until then, saying, is it your birthday yet? Is it your birthday yet? Just to annoy the crap out of him for asking for
It's on Wednesday. It's on Wednesday.
Can I throw a request out for anyone watching?
Go on.
If you like me, just a little bit, just deliberately forget it's his birthday.
That's evil, but I also love that we're ending on that. Oh no, I'm sure you'll get a lot of happy birthdays.
Oh, look at his face.
I know, he's so sad. Don't worry, I'm sure you'll get a lot.
No, make sure you wish him happy birthday.
Yeah, and make sure you at him a lot as well, just to annoy him with all the phone notifications.
Just send me presents, it's fine.
Thank you so much for watching episode number 8 of Simply Complicated. I hope you've all enjoyed. And of course, like always, you can find Alan and James's socials down below in the description. But guys, until next time, we shall see you later. Bye-bye!